Nerdrotic.com.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Wow, that was terrible. I'm still sick. Freaking con crud. You goddamn nerds. I never get it. And I got it. It's like the worst case. I went all year without being sick. I've been sick for ages. Feeling better today. Hey, the nooner is on time. Just 8 hours late. Con crud, Sindek. It's a term for getting the crud from the con. When you're around 150,000 half-showered nerds, yeah, people get sick a lot. I usually don't. I had built up an immunity over many years, but not this year. Not this year. What's up, chat? Welcome to Nerdrotic at Night. Nerdrotic at Night. Yeah, I was laid up. I was going to start my video Saturday. Poor Garrett, by the way. Everybody, F's in the chat for Garrett. I almost killed him last night. F's in the chat for Garrett. We love Garrett. He did a banger job on that video, a 20-minute video. We had to do it in one. We turned it around in a day, which was insane. But I spent Saturday sick, so I did something twice as unhealthy. I interacted with the Access media a bit. Like, I've never done it before. I've never really like responded to them. I don't care. I usually don't see them in my feed, but they were in my feed, so I'm like, I'm gonna spend the whole day popping off on them, which is something I never do. And again, it's not very healthy, but it was a little fun. It was fun. It was a true joy to watch them melt down over what's happening to Fantastic Four right now. And people are still trying to spin this and let them go. Just let them be. We've gone through it's, the wheels on the bus go round and round. We go through this every goddamn time with a fucking Marvel movie. So it was kind of funny to see them not really sweeping, as the kids say. I don't even know if I'm using it right. I don't care. And go right into, oh shit. Probably should have done that a couple of years ago, but all right. And trying to blame, well, it was the release schedule and all this. We'll get into it. I want to say hi to you guys first. It was fun. It was fun. What's up, Smo? Smo, my brother. Sindek is already in there. Woodles. Donald Haga, 956. And again, I hate what YouTube has done to freaking YouTube. YouTube has made a dozen fundamental changes to their platform this year. Stuff they usually do it like twice a year, 3 times a year. We've already had a fucking dozen. I don't know what's going on. They're making more money than ever. Well, it's AI, but I hate what they've done to your name. So like, that sucks. I've already talked to my partner manager. Every time I talk to him, I said, hey, I hate this. This sucks. But I did that with the dislikes and it didn't work. So the only thing you can do is keep chirping up to Team YouTube. I can't tell you how to behave, but be nice to those. Like, they're the people who actually respond and get stuff done. And I have not had a bad interaction with them at all. So I find them to be pretty cool. Now, is it completely retarded that we have to reach YouTube through Twitter and we can't get Twitter support through Twitter? Yes. But that's the state of the world we are in. Spitwad 2746. What's up? JW3512. JC. Brian. How you doing? Welcome. Welcome, everybody, to the Nerdrotic Nooner. X-Ray Girl's in the background. You won't hear, you won't see her, but she's here, and she's watching you. So behave yourselves. Behave yourselves. Mr. HJ, welcome to the show. Greg, mid. You're not mid here, Greg. Marvel movies are mid, but you're not. You're not. Spiderman 574. Man, Marvel better hurry up with Spider-Man because they're going to need that 25% they're going to get from Sony because that movie's going to make money. Different director, not as good. Directed Shang-Chi. That's a drawback. but Punisher, hopefully the Hulk is just the Savage Hulk and we don't get any Mark Ruffalo at all. But they got the fucking suit right. Finally, and I'm going to go, the Raimi movies are goated. They are goated. I love the Raimi movies, but none of them have gotten a comic accurate. The costumes have been pretty good, better than the Batman costumes. But this one is the most comic accurate costume we've ever seen. So well done. Only took him a few movies to get there. Nice reverse origin. Zendaya is not MJ, but man, the costume looked good. Props to that. Props to that. And they're going to need it. They're going to need it. Oh, they're going to need it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Fantastic Four has failed. People will spend, my good buddy Eric, he's an actual film critic, is calling me out for being hyperbolic, saying it's a disaster. Well, I didn't actually say it's a disaster. I used the Variety language, which was it cratered. But I will say now, it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. But he mentioned it's tracking 100 million ahead of Thunderbolts. And I did mention that in my video. It is definitely the tallest midget and the smartest retard. But this is the Fantastic Four. So spinning, well, Fantastic Four historically hasn't done well. Well, it should have done well when Marvel was in charge of them, considering the reason Marvel is here is because of the Fantastic Four. You think you would show a little more respect for that, and they didn't. And they didn't. And that's why it failed. And that's why it's good. It's a failure at the box office, but it's also a failure of adaptation. It's a failure of storytelling because as much as I was into the movie for 2/3 of it, it falls apart at the end, which I mentioned in my video. You know, I tried to be cute with my title. A lot of comments, and this is YouTube, and I understand that, and I knew it was going to happen. A lot of comments of people who didn't watch the video, who's like saying I was giving this thing a glowing review, and it's like, well, not exactly. Not exactly. 2/3 of the movie were passable, and I didn't like the end at all, and I hated the female Silver Surfer. So if that makes me a shill, then I guess I'm a shill. It's not as bad as Captain African American, which is awful. But the thing is, Marvel knew internally Captain America, Black New World, hail Jeremy, was going to fail. They knew it was going to fail. They absolutely knew it. With the Thunderbolts, they knew they had a bunch of B-list characters, and whatever that movie did, it did. They were going to be pretty happy with. They wanted to make their money back because they don't make movies to not make their money back. It was still a disappointment to them. They needed and wanted and expected the Fantastic Four to succeed, and it didn't. So that's why it spells disaster for you at Sacrifice, because you're setting up Doomsday, which it doesn't really do, but it's the last major film of the year. And it's, as Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool, said, Kevin Feige in the theaters is 0 for 3. And none of these films are going to end up in the top 5 top grossers of the year. Some might not. In a normal year, they wouldn't end up in the top 10. Now, this is such a shitty year. They might, but oh man, that's my external hard drive falling. That's probably not good for it. But considering that this is the year of the slop buster and it still failed, that's pretty bad. And outside of a fucking miracle, this thing is tracking. If it has the drops lessen as time goes on, usually because you've already had your big drop. But if it has another one in the fucking 60s, it needs to have a drop next weekend in the 30s, in the 40s to track anywhere near possibly making your money back. Now, Budget 200 million. That's all we know. Marketing, they're going to say 100 million. That's total bullshit. Let's be nice. We'll say 150 million. It needs to make $600 million. It ain't making $600 million. It's not. It's not. And they don't make these movies to eke out profits or pay for the catering. They make them the profit. Well, it'll end up on streaming. Sure. Maybe if they pay themselves a hefty sum to put it on Disney Plus, like they did with Thor, just shifting money around, you're still losing money. And as far as merchandise and product, I don't see any of this stuff flying off the shelves. I just don't. Maybe they made their money back on the Galactus popcorn bucket. Who knows? But yeah, this is the year of the slot buster. 100% the year of the slot buster. There's been a couple of good movies. It's not like everything sucks. But it's a bad fucking year. It just is. July was terrible. And hell, August might be a better month. It's not going to be a better month box office wise. It's not going to help the theaters, but I've already seen a movie I kind of liked. I liked Naked Gun. I did. I didn't think I would. It's nowhere near the comedy genius of the original, but it understood what it was, and Liam Neeson like fucking gave it his all. He was great. He was great. And there were a couple of scenes where I was laughing my ass off. So, and I chuckled throughout the entire movie. I laughed and chuckled throughout the entire movie. Some jokes just didn't land. The side characters were a big waste of time. So we're Naked Gun, the original, the Zaz production, were so genius is they didn't waste a moment on screen. They didn't waste a sight gag. They didn't waste a frame of film ever. And part of that was the side characters, the side cast were all joking. This was basically guest star, average DEI guest star from a procedural in there. And they did funny things with them, but they weren't funny. Like the, hey, Alan Ng, looking at you, the Asian detective, you know, he was just an Asian detective. He wasn't funny. You know, you just have them being funny, and they weren't. So that's where they missed the opportunity. Excuse me. Still sick. Back. But they missed the opportunity. But yes, I've seen a movie I like. I recommend going to see it in the theater. It was nice seeing it with a packed house. We had a good time. Liam Neeson is Darkman, and I freaking love Darkman. Love Darkman. But when it comes to the Access, and we're going to get to the Square Up in just a bit. We're just going to talk about the Access Media meltdown that I enjoyed immensely on Saturday. Watching My Time to Shine, Hello, John Roca, and many others who I normally don't see, just flipping out that the movie that they liked is getting the brakes beaten off by the dinosaur movie. It's beating Superman too, pretty good. And the dinosaur movie is not very good. But the dinosaur movie understands that. The dinosaur movie goes, you know what? We're the 7th dinosaur movie. We're just going to lightly remake the first one, repeat some scenes, collect some money. And props to them for that. Gamer subs. Gamer subs. But they were awfully mad. So the cope has gone from, and listen, there's legitimate reasons to bring up, like, was it a smart move to release it so close to Superman? I say that wouldn't make a difference at all. You could release this in February. You could release this in June. You could release this in November, October, December. Box office is pretty much going to be the same. You know, maybe if they had released it in June, where there was next to nothing, maybe they would have made a couple, 3, 4 more million. But a movie's going to perform as it's going to perform. If you were released Oppenheimer this year, it still would have done well. it still would have done well. So this ifs and buts, we're candy and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas. We can talk about release schedule. And it is crazy that they stacked July and had nothing in June or August, tentpole wise, nothing major. Till the end of June, actually, with F1, which is doing great. Probably not going to make its money back because it costs $300 million, but it's doing well internationally. Considering it's a racing movie. And it's paid for by Apple, so they don't need to make their money back. But F1's the best movie of the summer. And it's going to lose money. Superman could possibly eke out a profit if we go by their budget, which I don't believe. And with Superman, again, whether you liked it or not, you can't deny, well, it got beat by the dinosaur movie pretty soundly. And if you're starting your DCU with one of your big characters, this was not the most overwhelming opening. And then you're coming up with Supergirl, Clayface. Interesting choices. We will see. Hope they don't release Supergirl anywhere near Spider-Man. I don't think they will. I think it's actually, what is it? June or July? Spider-Man's going to be a July movie. It's going to be a July movie. So, they're talking about the release schedule. They're talking about China. China's not really a factor anymore and hasn't been for years. And is that going to affect the $1 billion movies? Sure, except for the ones that have already made $1 billion. We've had a $1 billion movie this year. We had one that was very close. I didn't see Lilo and Stitch and won't. And a Minecraft movie was not good to me, but a lot of people liked it. So, and Avatar is going to make all the money in the last couple of weeks. But China's not going to be a factor. Ticket prices are a factor. We did it live here. I just looked at what I paid for 3 tickets. This is before buying snacks or anything. Paid $52 to see Naked Gun. If you count drinks and snacks or whatever, it's going to be $75, $100. If you buy a popcorn bucket, it's $125. If you live in a city where you have to park, it's $100 to take 1 or 2 people. That ain't really working man. Well, that's not responsible working man money. So you can't blame the working man and woman for picking and choosing what they're going to see when things cost $100. Now, a lot of this clap comes from Los Angeles. Okay. A lot of these access media shills and critics are based in Los Angeles. So they have a very skewed view of the world because they live in Los Angeles. Also, a lot of them go, and Chris brings this up, and I've been there. I just went there for Fantastic Four. You go to the Burbank AMC is basically home field advantage for Hollywood. And it's no way to judge a movie because it's in Burbank, where Hollywood, by the way, all the studios are in Burbank. And that's where the people who work at the studios go. The people who want to work at the studios go. The actors go. The wannabe actors go. Anybody who's in the film goes there. It is a packed fucking theater. And it is filled with cinephiles, movie fans, wannabe actors, wannabe creatives, established actors, established creators. They're all going to be there and they're going to love it. You get some weird independent film, it'll pack the house there. It's a very skewed view of the world and not a good way to judge how people are generally going to react to the movie, where the rest of America, theaters are half full, 3/4 full. You might get a ha-ha or a clap at the end. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much how people feel about Hollywood. Ticket prices are out of control, but they are out of control. So they're charging fewer people more money to go to the movie. So we're still using this box office metric, which is the only metric we have. And it's a sexy metric for Hollywood because, sorry, I'm going to be coughing throughout this whole thing. I'll apologize in advance. That's better. So it's the only sexy metric because it looks really good when you're like $1 bazillion this movie made, when honestly they should be tracking ticket sales, and I'm betting internally they still do. And they're down by a full third, approaching a half from 2019. So to think Fantastic Four's performance isn't concerning internally to Marvel right now, you'd be fooling yourself. So, and there's a general concern in the industry, just anecdotally, with the people I talk to at con and the people I talk to privately, and little messages I exchange. There is a legitimate concern on many, many levels about the industry and where it's going, and AI and the cost of production, and we got to bring budgets down. But the studios can talk about bringing budgets down, but you know who's not going to do that? Apple, Netflix, Amazon. They're not. And let's be real, streaming has been better this year and will be better this year. I'm looking forward to more stuff on streaming than I am in the theater. The most anticipated movie for me this year is on Netflix. It's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I live in LA, and I literally don't know any wokies. You might live in a good part of LA, and listen, a lot of it's Stevisi is a lot of them go along to go along. I know a lot of people in Southern California and LA and family who are completely based or normal people. That's why it was astonishing, but not really, why Gavin Newsom won his recall election by a landslide. Oh yeah, it was mail-in ballots, because I didn't meet a person who like Gavin Newsom at all. So, I did live in LA for a couple years. Lived in San Diego, San Francisco, and LA. San Diego's better than both of them, if we're going to be real. Okay, I'm supposed to do an ad read. So I'll do it now while I still have a voice. I have to type a message to X-Ray Girl because I do not have my phone. And there we go. And I'm going to read the ad. And this is, what is it? What's the name of it?
Brick House Nutrition.
Okay, because I'm not seeing that on the top. So it's Brick House Nutrition. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Are you a yo-yo dieter? You diet, lose weight, but gain it all back, plus a few extra pounds, then later you lose it and regain it again and again. It's also called being older. Let's be real. It's dangerous. Studies show that can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other health problems. Breaking free from your yo-yo dieting pattern is a main reason doctors created Lean. Lean is a supplement, not an injection. And you don't need a prescription. The science behind Lean is impressive. It's studied natural ingredients target weight loss in 3 powerful ways. Lean helps maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps control appetite and cravings, and it helps burn fat by converting fat into energy. Listen, if you have tried losing weight and getting it back, and if you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy place, Lean was created for you. Let me get you started with 20% off when you enter Nerdrotic20 at takelean.com. The code Nerdrotic20 at takelean.com. Thanks, X-Ray Girl. And just come in and tell me, because I'm not going to read the private chat.
You were on a roll. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, did you see the message in there that I left for you?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have my phone, or I would do it. So
no worries.
Yeah, I'm dying, man. What the hell? But I can't give up on the stream. I can't. Yeah, I do like intermittent fasting and stuff. That helps. That helps for my old body. Okay, so I wanted to share this. One of the other copes is, why should we pay attention to the box office anymore? And frankly, the box office, when it comes to me going to a movie and liking it or not liking it, means nothing to me. I either like the movie or I didn't like the movie. My second favorite, possibly favorite movie of the year, sorry if you've heard it before, is a movie that, if you look at the marketing, everybody's going to make fun of, as they should. And it was the biggest flop of the year. It was the last movie in the world I thought I would like, because it's about an English pop singer who I barely heard of. But the story of recovery was really good in it. It's called Better Man. One of the better movies I've seen this year. It's really good. Lost a shit ton of money. Avatar makes all the money every year. I don't like those movies at all. I think they're terrible. I think they're James Cameron's worst. It's almost like an apology to whatever. He's got 5 ex-wives to feed. I'm not really sure. I think he should just stick to making submarines and doing badass, dives and shit like that. That's cool. But yeah, I can't stand Avatar. But if you want to look at what the people are into and what the people like and what's bringing them into the theater, you have to use the box office metric. If we use tickets sold, that would be great, but we don't. But saying, well, people watching the box office and using that metric, which is what the press has done forever, and it's the only thing we have to judge it. And if you still like the Fantastic Four, cool. It not doing well shouldn't bother you. Now, it's probably not, is it going to get a sequel? And who knows? Kind of sounds like they're going to be rebooting the Marvel Universe, and Pedro Pascal's 50 years old. They didn't get a young Reed Richards. And Robert Downey Jr. is not going to be Dr. Doom forever, is he? So who knows what and Marvel clearly isn't concerned for the future. They just need to stop the bleeding. They got the Russos back. They're going to do their Avengers movies. And then what? Because as I've stated before, the health of the superhero movie should be based on, can you make a singular superhero movie, not fill it with a bunch of cameos, and have it be successful? Now, that means also you don't have to make it a $200 million film. And you don't have to make it 3 hours long. It could just be about a character fighting a villain. I don't know, maybe make a rated R Blade movie where he kills vampires and put, $50 million budget, probably going to be successful. You give your best chance to succeed. But the Fantastic Four was the first time in a long time where you're not taking a legacy character or passing it down or putting together some stupid team. You are taking an original Marvel property and launching it. And that's what the Fantastic Four was. Yes, it was a team, but it's still a singular unit. So we can look at it as basically a phase 1 movie, a phase 1-ish movie. And it failed. It failed on that aspect. Now, Nathan Bolt, before I get to this, hang on just a second. I'll be right back, X-Ray Girl. Hold the phone.
Okay. I guess I can read this one super chat. I don't know if this is going to end up being something racist, possibly. But RE and me for $4.99 says, can X-Ray Girl say this? I want to chop, chow down, take chow down to Chinatown. I want to be ninja. I can't believe I just said all those words together. Was that racist? I don't even know. Well, Psychotic Mongoose has another clip. I want to be ninja. I don't know about the other part. Chop, chow down, take chow down to Chinatown. That was weird. Ariami, why'd you make me do that? I don't know why you made me do that. And I'm thoroughly embarrassed. It was racist, and that's funny. Well, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Can I be canceled if I'm Asian and making an Asian thing? I have too normal of an accent. That's probably pretty true. Coopster says, "Stop saying please." I'll promise to stop saying please on the bridge if I'm captain. Maybe I am Canadian.
Captain.
Yeah.
Captain. Are you a captain?
Yeah.
All right. God, I felt like I was on the verge of coughing the whole time, man. Now I feel better. Okay, let's go. All right. So this guy. Honestly, never heard of him. Okay. Never heard of him. If you have, cool. Hunter Bolding. If you go to his bio, he says he's a real journalist. So show proper respect, everybody. He's a real journalist. Hashtag show or some shit. I don't know. But he says, and I quote, "The obsession with the box office is killing movies and creativity. Who gives a fuck how much the movie makes?" I had a simple answer for him. The studios, because movies are not shown or made for free. Hope that helps. Now, as a real journalist, you'd think you'd know that. But the box office counting of Hollywood is something they started. Hollywood, nobody would count the box office if they didn't report those numbers and use them as a marketing tool. By the way, they're bullshit. Most of the time, because what isn't accounted for is, oh God, fees going out. The profitability shrinks. You're also talking about box office estimates. So we get an idea, but I promise you there is some funky accounting going on in Hollywood to where, I don't know, you could say to David Prowse, if you're George Lucas, Return of the Jedi never made any money back, which is just utter shit. And I love George. I do. That's some bullshit. These are businessmen and women. They're cold-blooded. They're cold-hearted. But it's the only metric we have. It's the best idea we have. And for a real journalist to say, well, all of a sudden, a movie didn't do well that I didn't like. And like, of all movies, the Fantastic Four, it's like, you're going to die on this hill? Access Media? That's what's been so fucking funny. It's like, why this movie? Oh, I know why. Because it actually is important. It was going to be indicative of what we are going to see in the future with the superhero film. It was deciding the fate of the future of Marvel and the superhero film, and it doesn't look healthy. I'm not going to come out here and say it's definitively dead, because people will go see Doomsday. People will go see Secret Wars. People will go see Spider-Man. But as far as your legacy, what you're doing creatively, I know I'm going to put that in air quotes, as far as the story, the through line of the MCU, what the fuck is it? What's it about? Where is it going? It's going towards a reboot, and diminishing returns are going to continue unless you just give it a break, which they won't do. No corporation can give things a break. There's a thing, corporations. This is why, big fan of capitalism, big fan of the free market. There could be as many billionaires out there. I don't give a shit, but not a huge fan of the corporate structure. Mostly because it's these giant entities that reach maturity that aren't really that profitable anymore, that control much of our lives, put a lot of mom and pops out of business. I'm a big fan of the mom and pop and the small business. I am. I think that's the heart of America. That's what keeps things going. You need to have that. I don't mind a chain here and there, but when something comes a behemoth, it just, I don't like it. I just don't. But when they're at this stage, they can't do things like contract. So they lay off people. They don't contract their business practices, though. They don't really bring back their spending on what they're making. They bring back their spending on the people they're paying. I mean, look at Disney. Why is Disney even alive right now? Why is it still around? Because it bought a bunch of properties. It made some money in the beginning, and it's fleeced them all. It's drained them of all their blood, of all their souls. And they're screwed now. Pixar is shit. Shadow of its former self. Disney Star Wars is spent. Marvel almost spent. And this does affect DC. It affects a Dread movie being made. Or, God, Taika Waititi, fuck that. But it affects other things too. And the problem is, and it's from an article a year ago from the Hollywood Reporter when they were doing an autopsy on Hollywood after the strike. They said, hey, the superhero thing ain't going as well as it used to, but it's the only thing we got right now. And now you don't have that anymore. And I was told by a higher up at a streaming service that a big one, that it's easier to get a Western greenlit now than a superhero film, which I think I would call the world healing at this point. Give me a Western. And I'm a superhero fan. They need to take a nap. But the freak out over Fantastic Four is specifically because of how important this movie was. However I feel about Superman, it's got legs domestically, and it's going to make enough at the end to where, considering DC's past, they'd be stupid to shit can anything, and they need to continue forward with what they're doing, whatever plan there is, and let's see what happens. Maybe it improves. Because now they have their chance, because DC beat Marvel. DC beat Marvel this year with one fucking movie. They did. Didn't beat the dinosaurs, though. Did not beat the dinosaurs. But watching, and then John Roca, the outlaw, saying, well, maybe it's time to think about, maybe it's us. Maybe the audience is to blame and not the studios or the creatives, which is the dumbest fucking statement I've seen online in a long time. And I spent most of the day on Twitter, which, again, I don't recommend that. That was some next level stupid shit, but I'm glad he said it. Holy shit. What a dumbass. Deport John Roca. Call ICE. Call ICE. 2% right for $10 says, I refuse to accept the end of the comic book movie era until we get an amalgam movie with a bleach blonde Cavill playing Super Soldier. That'd be awesome. Amalgam. I mean, a DC Marvel crossover with like their OG characters would be great to see. But remember when the comic industry was dying in 2020? And people were suggesting maybe you should do a crossover event. We're all home. All your artists can, like, you can work something out, get something energized to help the comic stores and stuff. They're all, nah, Jim Lee's like, I'm going to do a sketchbook. You would think the people in the industry, the creatives, the ones with experience, the ones who love to talk down to the regular Joe and saying, well, I'm a highly paid executive. I'm a highly paid creative. I know more than you do. Make such stupid fucking decisions business-wise. It's pretty funny. Thoughts on the House of M arc, asks Andrew McCarty. Is it worth a read? Also, I saw Fantastic Four 05 and 07. I like both of them, but Doom was shit. Yeah, Doom's shit. Sorry, rest in peace to the actor. More earnest than both than Marvel's Fantastic Four. House of M's good. I liked House of M. I did. Give it a read. I like the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies are bad, and I like them. Just like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is bad, and I like it. I like both Ghost Rider movies, and I watch them often. Hail, Gary at Night. We have something in common. We both owned a 1985 Toyota four-wheel drive pickup with the 22R engine. I'd loved it. I'd give my left nut to have another one. Also, are you excited for Egypt? I am. And I am on the hunt. I'm hunting, Rob, for an 85 Toyota pickup, and they are hard to find. Hard to find. In good shape. That isn't, I want an original. I don't want it all jacked up and tricked out. The new Spidey suit is the best live action Spidey suit. No debate. Straight from the comics. Says Silicone Dice. You're right. It's fucking great. Absolutely great. Absolutely great. I'll save the rest of the conversation for the box office for tomorrow on Real BBC, because it's going to be funny to talk about it with Mahler and Aswa. I haven't talked about it much too. But excuse me, I'm going to sound crappy. I just apologize. But the media meltdown on Saturday was something to behold. I was not, usually it's sweeping, like I said, but it was something to behold, and it got me through a good sick day. So when you're sick, you always like go to, I don't know what you guys do. I go to something that's just funny. It's got to be light and funny. I don't want to deal with any fucking, I don't know, unless I'm really sick, and then I'll watch something dark as fuck. But I'm like, I need a little lightness in my life right now. And I rewatched a show I haven't seen. I reviewed it on this channel many years ago. They haven't seen in years. The Tick. So The Tick is one of those rare properties where everything, every aspect of it, comic books, TV shows, animated show, everything is good to varying degrees, but all of them are good. None of them suck. They're all really fucking good, really well done. The animated series is fucking amazing. The Fox one season is with Patrick Warburton is fucking great. The comics are magnificent. Ben Edlund's a genius, by the way. So if you're Buffy fans or an Angel fan, he wrote Smile Time. The dude's really good, especially when he's in charge of his own property. The Amazon Tick was a little different because they tried to, it wasn't just, by the way, Venture Brothers comes from Tick. Jackson Public used to work there. So it all blossoms from that type of humor. And what it is, it's a parody of superheroes, but it's a parody that makes fun of them, but still loves them and still believes in the hero's journey. It's not like, especially in the mid 2000s with The Boys, where it's just disdain. It's just total disdain. So what the Tick on Amazon takes it a little more seriously. So it's still the goofy ass Tick, but it's a little more grounded, and the terror is fucking awesome in season 1. Awesome. And yeah, people die horribly. It's freaking great. It's great. So I freaking loved it. I'm halfway through season 2 now. It only got 2 seasons, and it had a weird release schedule. I think the pilot came out, I'll remember, on my birthday in 2016. Then 6 episodes came out in 2017, 6 episodes in 2018, and I think they dropped it all and ended it in 2019. But yeah, it's great. I missed the show. Absolutely fantastic. Overkill is the shit. I love Overkill. Yeah, so I've been watching that. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday at night. You can save 50 pounds per person. That's 200 pounds off for Gary, Az, Ryan, Beardo at to Bro Island. It has banana creams. Super Frandaman. I will pass, but thank you for the offer. I will pass. What is? Oh, is that what's GPT? X-ray girl.
The chat.
The super chat. This one.
Yeah, maybe Chat GPT.
Chat GPT 5 is coming out soon, and it's supposed to be the true general intelligence. You know, this is going to replace more writers. I wonder if YouTube will ever use it to generate their own content. They got their own. Here's the thing that YouTube needs to be careful of, right? It's still called YouTube. And I think I'm going to sound like Hair Club for Men. I'm as much as a customer of YouTube as I am a content creator. In other words, I spend most of my time on it. Most of the things I watch are on YouTube. I watch live streams. I watch videos. I've gone down this stupid rabbit hole of A Song of Ice and Fire lore videos that I listen to every night now. I watch the Y-Files all the time. And I watch ancient civilization stuff. And the minute I come across something that's recommended to me that I sniff out is AI, I hear a voice, I can tell, I'm out. I don't care. It is important to me that there's a human making it. I understand AI is a toothpaste you can't put back in the tube. You can't make the soup. It could be a tool, but making AI videos and like watching them all the time, I'd rather watch grass grow. Because it's real. Maybe I'm old fashioned. And I think most people want that. I think why a lot of people watch live streams is there is a bit of a connection, right? There's still a connection. That's why I go to live streams most of the time. I like videos just as much too, but the people I subscribe to, I watch. I don't just do a sympathy subscription. I actually watch them, and I get some form of enjoyment. Otherwise, I watch a shitload of live streams. I do. Hi, Gary. I enjoy to see and meet you for the first time at the meetup off topic. Would you invite Sargon of Akkad for FFT Nolan's Odyssey or for FNT? It could be fun. Yeah, we've had Sargon on before, and we should have him back. X-Ray Girl, note that. We should have him back again soon. Sargon's a man. It's great. This week's issue of the all-new Venom does the unthinkable. MJ breaks up with Paul. Well, fucking A. And they did it in Venom. This week's Amazing Spider-Man has MJ wanting Peter to take her back, but rejects her. I would too. God, fuck Marvel. We can't have Peter married. That would just not make it interesting. Oh, you can't have him married and have a kid. You don't think that creates other stories and a bigger threat or other problems to a superhero? Just like you couldn't give really, I don't know what they've done in the last few years, and I don't care. Give Peter a sidekick. That's fucking low-hanging fruit. You could have ran with that forever, but no, they're like, oh, we can't have him married because Quesada didn't, and some brain trust doesn't fucking like it. The fans like it. But you know what? Hey, have your Amazing Spider-Man books sell in the tens of thousands instead of the hundreds of thousands that it used to sell in, and the millions it used to sell in. Just have it languish in obscurity. Well done with your number one character. Did you hear John Roca and other woke YouTubers have called out Feige for being racist because he said Captain Falcon flopped due to no Chris Evans? You know, is that exactly what he said? Because that would be Kevin Feige being honest. Accusing Kevin Feige of being, I don't know if John said that or not. Not the super friend man. I'm not saying I don't trust you. I just haven't verified this, but let's just say they did say that. That's retarded. It's retarded. I will be as critical as I need to be of Kevin Feige, but I will never call the man a racist. Now, are people in Hollywood unintentionally racist? Yes, all the time. I pointed out, but they cast people rather than hire them. I've when I started saying that, I said that for the first time in a video. I can't say which one because I'll give away who I talked to. But I said that in a video, and the person who worked on the project that I was critiquing contacted me. And we had a chat, and they said, yeah, that's exactly how it felt. I got this opportunity. I'm not going to turn them down, which nobody should, right? But when it came to creative decisions, I was noted to death. I was shot down. I was just basically a gun for hire. They didn't want to hear my input or any. It would be like hiring a director, and the director's basically a cinematographer for the producer. That's pretty much what it was. But Kevin Feige, racist, get out. Get out. John Roca needs to find a neck. Talk to me when you have a neck. Listen, I usually don't go after these clowns. I know they've gone after me. I know and I don't give a shit. They can say whatever they want. I don't care. But when you have a take, when you start going after the audience again, and it's fair game at that point. That's the way I see it. And these are all, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. These are all Collider guys. And now that I've interacted with them for like the one and only time, anybody can make it on YouTube. Don't if you ever need your ego checked, go back and watch some of that stuff and go, anybody can do this shit. And they're in Hollywood. And just to be clear, I don't ever want to be in Hollywood. I'll go visit it once in a while, but I don't want to be there. I don't want to be part of this stuff. I don't need to go to early screenings. I don't give a shit. If somebody wants to give me a +1, I'll go. But I don't seek it out, and I probably could at this point. But nah. I thought a Wheaton Terrier. I just bought a Wheaton. I don't know why I said thought. I bought a Wheaton Terrier puppy. I named him Wesley Will. So anytime he barks, I can say, "Shut up, Wesley." That's good. May she rest in peace. I lost my doggo Parker last year, and we named her Parker. So when we were calling her, I could go Parker like J. Jonah Jameson. Hey Gary, did I read this one? Oh, a bit off topic. Nothing off topic here. This is a stream of consciousness. That's what these streams are. A stream of consciousness. But do you have any tips on superhero fan who wants to get into comics, like essential reads and best stories to start with? Find your favorite character and start at the beginning. Or if you have never read comics before, I would say dip into some classics. When somebody would come in my store, I had some go-tos, Marvels. Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross, the Marvels, is a great primer to get into the Marvels. You see it from somebody else's perspective. The art is beautiful. Really sets up the story. Can't do that as much with Kingdom Come because that's kind of the end of a story. But you just give them, here's Batman Year One. Here's Green Arrow, the Long Bow Hunters. Give them something like just solid and classic. And not even Kraven's Last Hunt with Spider-Man, because that's kind of an end story. You want to get something that gets them in, that brings them in. But if you say, sorry. Boy, I better start to square up. I don't know how long I'm going to last. Essentials, Marvel Essentials are great. They're like big old phone books. They're black and white. Black and white. Maybe I should get some tea. God, I hate tea. Maybe we should microwave some tea. What do you think? What do you think? Hey, favorite Gary, says Blue Eyed Scorpio. What's up? Good video on Fantastic Fail. Thank you, Dr. Slurpo. Dr. Slurpo, thank you. I'm going to burp. Calling my wife. Horrible names right now. We'll see if she comes. She's watching. You know what she's fucking watching? The Materialists. I walk through my theater. There's fucking Pedro motherfucking Pascal. I didn't call my wife burp. No. Burpo. Slurpo, burpo. Hey, Gary, I just prayed for you to be saved in Jesus Christ's name, Romans 10, 9, 10. Please, my precious. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I don't know why people get offended who are of the non-Christian variety when somebody says, bless you, or I'm going to pray for you. That's an act of kindness. I appreciate it. All right, hang on. If I'm going to make it, I need to microwave some tea. X-Ray Girl, take over.
Oh my. Donald Haga has donated $4. Thank you. I'm going to try to get the ones where it's not Gary questions. So Jake Wolf for $1.99 says, I bet Fantastic Four does better in May before Thunderbolt. Let's see what else is here. Oh God. Donald Haga for $1.99 says, Big Daddy Dud energy.
Yeah. What's up, X-Ray Girl? She's microwaving me some tea. You hear that, Brits? No, she's not. She's using a kettle. It's the only time I drink tea because tea is gay. It's only here for you only drink it when you have a cold. Thank you, X-Ray Girl, by the way. Gary, this is the latest nooner of all time. No, it isn't. No, I've done nooners at midnight. If I rolled over the missus for an 8 p.m. nooner, I'd half expect her to hit me with the surprise prostate poke. D-Day Cobra's busted balloon knot for $5. Dude, your old lady should be down with the nooner at any time. We've always said that, you know. You don't have to do a nooner. And so chat, what's a nooner? You guys know what a nooner is? Most of you do. Most of you do. I don't know if our European friend, if the European mind can comprehend the nooner. You know what I'm saying? It is, yes, it is an afternoon delight, but specifically a nooner is when you and your significant other have a lunch break and maybe you at work and you run home for a nooner. It's lunch sex. That's what it is. Woo! Yeah. Does X-Ray Girl have X-ray vision? I hope not, but I think she does. Can we get Valiant Renegade and or WDW Pro on FNT? They are my go-to on numbers, on the numeres. Yes, Valiant Renegade, like he's an analyst. He's a financial analyst in real life. And maybe WD Pro, it's a mystery. He is an enigma shrouded in a mystery. I don't know who he is, but maybe he is an analyst too. But no, they're very good with the numbers. Hail Valiant, hail WDW Pro. I want to say WD-40 all the time, so I got to say it kind of slowly. Hey, 8 hours late. Wouldn't you have any other, wouldn't have it any other way. It's just not Nerdrotic. You're right, Ghostgate. Thank you. Gary, the Kentucky Fried Movie was a classic. It is. It absolutely is. Kentucky Fried Movie, Airplane. Even though it's not a Zaz production. Airplane 2, Top Secret, which is a Zaz production, Hot Shots, which is Abrams, like all the Hot Shot movies. Early scary movies were pretty good. Love all those movies. They need to come back. They need to come back. Everything corporatized has been infected with darkness. The narrative is collapsing. We are the fellowship. We are the light. Hail. Yes, the corporations are cowards. They're cowards. They run completely on risk aversion. So company starts, innovation happens, usually with one singular mind or a couple of guys with a singular focus. Again, I've mentioned this all the time. If you want to see how corporations work, watch The Social Network and Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley's funnier. It's funny. But if you want to see like, hey, guy has good idea, he can make a bunch of money, but now we need to build this giant structure around him. Because that's how the game is played, but it really does fuck with the work and within innovation. And that's why America's innovation has, outside of Uber tech, has stagnated. Because it gets stagnant because you need to keep things the same and you can't do anything radical. You can't do things like contract, like, hey, let's spend less money on movies. Let's still make superhero movies, but let's not make them for $200 million. And it kills innovation. Stagnation kills innovation. Thank you, honey. Did you microwave it? Okay. Okay. That's better. That's better. I might make it now. Tea's disgusting, but so where was I? Yeah, corporations get stagnant and they get too big. And then they usually drive out the guy who made them, or they become something completely different. Do you think Walt would be happy with fucking Disney right now? Hell no. Why didn't they use Nova? I'd be fine. You mean Frankie Ray Nova instead of female Silver Surfer? Because they specifically wanted to change a male character into a female instead of using Frankie Ray Nova. And you would have to change the origin, obviously, because Frankie Ray's from Earth. But that would make more sense than making Shala Ball the Silver Surfer. Because now you don't have Norrin Rad. You won't have Norrin Rad, which is not showing respect to Kirby and his work. And don't tell me for one fucking second Jack Kirby will be, I'm fine with it. And he's like, no, I made Silver Surfer Norrin Rad. Emailed you a song I made called Comic Book Rehab. Thank you. But yeah, they should have had Frankie Ray. It's on purpose to collapse America using the idiots. They keep doing it over and over again. And does anybody see that we're on a 5th generation war? This Sunday I was listening to Az X-Ray Girl and Quarter Black Air play Star Trek game or a Kurtzman STD script reading. Actually, their Star Trek game was better than any Kurtzman Trek. More entertaining. A little more disciplined, too, on the bridge. Will they stop hiring Pedro now? Eventually he's going to, fall out of favor. And not to be fair to Pedro, but, listen, he's going to take the jobs. He's going to take the jobs because when you're in Hollywood, shit everything only lasts so long. So take the fucking jobs. But they're going to stop hiring him. Because he's not a box office draw. And he's not, he's a decent actor, but he's not great. Bo DeMeo really exposing all the yes, he is. Woo, he was out there exposing it all, dropping names, which I love it. But he's dropping names and he ain't happy. Remember Bo DeMayo's like, Bo DeMayo's not like MAGA or anything, and nobody should expect anybody. But what Bo DeMayo is the one who called out Lauren Hishrit Smith, or kind of, for not sticking to the lore with The Witcher either. Maybe the hour has come around to last to make the movie about Reed Fleming, the world's toughest milkman. Hail FNT, hail the chat. And Jimbit 2954 for 19.99. Thank you. Have you ever heard of the Psycho series? It's a series on YouTube that spanned for 4 years, pretending to be real when it was a story the whole time. One of the most innovative things I've seen on YouTube. There's a documentary. I've not. I'll check it. God, YouTube's so big. We also have the River Jordan 3613 for $100. 99.99. 99.99. Where'd it go? I'm going to highlight it. There it is. Ooh, no, oh, there it goes. Hey, Gary. I just pray for you in Jesus' name. I already read this one, but I didn't read the amount. Romans 10:9-10. Please, my precious. I can tell you, my mom, and thank you. My mom sends me Bible stuff all the time. All the time. She's worried about my soul. I say, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not. I used to be total atheist. Total atheist. I'm not at all anymore in the least bit. But I don't really talk about religion. Because you know what? I'll especially, we'll call out Jesus Christ Superstar, the shit with Cynthia Erivo, wherever the fucking Nosferatu. Hey, Nosferatu's got some pipes. Okay, she does. Jesus Christ Superstar is not anything that is anything other than blasphemy to our Christian friends. It isn't. It's 50 years old. I remember my mom listening, and my mom, who's religious, listening to that album, and they didn't care that much. But as I stated on Piers, and many have stated now, okay, great, you've done that. Muhammad Superstar. Let's see him with his children, with those like underage wives. Let's see that musical. The only people who have had the fucking balls to do anything about that in Hollywood is fucking South Park. But if they think they're being like edgy or cool, and it's so fucking tired now, it really is. I mean, this shit was going on when I was in my 20s. You know, when there was like this authoritarian Christian side trying to cancel everything, and most of the Christians I know just practice their Christianity, and like whatever you do, you know. But it's low hanging fruit. It's easy. Because, Christians aren't going to come and, firebomb your house or honor kill you or whatever. And I know it's not all Muslims, by the way. But shit. It's the hypocrisy of Hollywood. If they just, and I mean, the stage production in Hollywood, their absolute refusal to change is going to be, their undoing, and it is their undoing. It's actually being undone right now. Was it Adam Lambert was in it? San Diego Boy, guy from one of those fucking singer shows from 20 years ago. He was in Queen for a minute. Have you ever heard? Oh, I read this one. Okay, cool. So we're gonna get to the square up a little bit, and I'm gonna go as long as I can. Long as I can. I'm feeling better from the tea. Let's see what the chitty chat is saying. Yeah, he's saying with Queen, it wasn't really that good. I mean, the guy can sing, but his stuff with Queen wasn't good. The song George Michael did with Queen, though, holy shit, that was good. Wow. Oh, the authoritarian part of Christianity is still there. It is. But, most of the people I interact with are not part of that at all. It's just under the surface in small groups and individuals around the country. Yep. There's an authoritarian part of Muslim that's crazy. I didn't listen to Paul Rogers with Queen. That'd probably be pretty good. Paul Rogers is good. Yeah, microwave tea is way better, Coopster. Hell yeah. No, I just I'm really adverse to people telling me what to do. All right, Gary, what do you think we'll get first? Disney Marvel's Blade or Spawn reboot that's been in development since 2007? Spawn at this point. If I was a, something like Universal or a mid-level studio or a mid-level production house, and your Todd McFarlane's really willing to work for you, I think Spawn's got enough of a name for you to do a mid-level superhero. I would fucking love to see a good Spawn movie. Hell yeah, I'd be there opening fucking night. I was there opening night for the other Spawn movie. I like the idea of Spawn. Like the early Spawn comics were really fun and good when he had the countdown clock and stuff. Kupulu's art is fucking next level. God damn. I'm a fan of Todd McFarlane. I am. Okay, well, I was thinking mid-level studio, and then I said Universal, but Universal's not a mid-level studio. It is a very large studio. Maybe, I think Spawn would probably have a better chance at a streamer. But I misspoke, yeah. A mid-level studio, like a production house, like a Lionsgate or something like that, which has seen better days. The HBO animated Spawn show is goated. It's great. That needs to be in 4K. I love the Todd intros too. Fantastic. I was a big fan of Image when they were around. Big fan. Loved what they were doing. Loved everything they did. God dang. Love the Max. Love Pitt. Spawn. That Max basically motion comics on NTV was great. Witchblade. Just Top Cow, but you know what I mean. Remember the Witchblade show? She just had the glove. Prophet. Wetworks. I never was a Savage Dragon fan. Like, not once. I don't know why. Just never liked it. Never liked it. I have my Todd toys. I'm going to look right at them right now. I have my OG Todd toys. Before it was called McFarlane Toys, the first run was Todd Toys. Right there, framing my door. And I still think those are the best. Absolutely the best, because they weren't statue figures. They were still action figures. Like the Spawn, where he's got the piece of wood with the nail in it. I'm looking right at that. Medieval Spawn, right over there. Good shit. No, I loved the Image. Sam W for 663 says, just got out of an abusive relationship with a woman last week who nearly drove me to suicide. First girl I ever loved and turned out to be a lying narcissist who used me. Any advice for a guy who barely made it out? Oh, you made it out. You did the right thing. It's going to feel like shit for a while, but you will feel better and you will find somebody who values you more. Nothing worse than an acidic relationship like that. A parasitic relationship. We've all been in them. Fortunately for me, like, neither of my marriages, like even my ex-wife, she was not like that at all. She are very amicable as it can be, breakup. But she wasn't like, a liar or a manipulator. But I've had girlfriends like that. I've had girlfriends break into my house as crazy as I was. And I was fucking nuts when I was under. I had some crazy psycho ass girlfriends. And then, like, Melissa beat the shit out of one. That's a story for another day. Oh my God. And yeah, that was just, it's the weirdest thing when you're seeing like two people you dated like fight and you're like, get my cigarette out. Yeah. Oh, but sorry to laugh. Like when they are when you friendship, listen, I'm not a relationship person. I'm not. But I would say friendship, relationship, if they are manipulating you, they are lying. If you have to, even if you feel like you need to walk on eggshells around a friend, you either need to have a conversation or just cut that off. Just cut that off, because friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, these are people you're supposed to trust and confide in. That's the reason you're in that relationship, right? And tell them anything, and you shouldn't have to worry about, know them well enough. That's why, it's cool with my friends. We call each other horrible things and say horrible things privately and on streams. And the friends I'm not streaming with, I say horrible things and they say horrible things to me. And it's just because I know the dude, he's being funny. Take a bullet for him. It's great. That's what a good relationship, a good friendship is to me anyway. You should never have to, oh my God, sacrifice who you are for somebody, like ever. And I mean, finding the right person is definitely hard. It's probably harder today. I wouldn't even know. But the good thing is you got out. You got out. And talk to somebody. Find a friend to talk to a lot. Matthew Hammond for $3. What TV crossover would you have loved to see? X-Files and Fringe, Knight Rider and Airwolf, Person of Interest and Chuck come to mind. Someone said Buffy and Charmed. I could live without Buffy and Charmed. It probably would have been funny. I didn't like Charmed that much. But the other ones, X-Files and Fringe, would have been great. Knight Rider and Airwolf would have been epic. Epic. That's my favorite right there. And we did get a good one, Matthew. We got Simon and Simon and Magnum PI. That's one of my favorite crossovers of all time. But Chuck and Person of Interest would have been really good. Both great shows, by the way. Dries Vanderbush, Miso-san, 21 Palika, and Jesus Davila, all gifted Nerdrotic memberships. Thank you very much. Joseph the Gamer for 15. Hello, fellow gamer for $5 says, it's not just woke with women who hate the Sydney Sweeney jeans ad. Woke men and black women also hate it as well, and they can't be ignored. Listen, this is what can't be ignored. Woke white women are the bane of our existence. We already know that. Any woke man, any man who thinks Sydney Sweeney is not hot, you could say she's not my brand of hot. I will accept that. Like you will, there's other women that you think are. But to say she's not hot, I just say it's okay to be gay. Admit that to yourself and others, and that's fine. You define your own decision. Black women hating white women is nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. Look at the WNBA. But the fact of the matter is, there is racism in the world. And it is not exclusive to white people. I think everybody knows that. I think it's been made okay towards white people in this country. Completely okay. To more people are completely open to it. That's the problem. That's the problem. But listen, dude, during St. George Floyd's riots, during the defund the police in San Francisco, right before we left, I saw the rule of law eroding, and there were accounts of people, white people, just getting the shit kicked out of them on the street. And it wasn't being reported. And let's not forget that back in the early 70s, the Black Panthers were coming on over from Oakland and just picking off white people. All right. Don't hear about that much in history, do you? But it happened. But that shit was happening during COVID. Like, it wasn't safe to walk out. Most of San Francisco, well, it probably isn't safe, but like, I never worried for a minute wherever I was, even in the shitty parts, right? I wasn't worried. I'd walk down 6th. I wasn't worried about a fucking thing. I'd walk up the Tenderloin, you know. I walked from the Tenderloin to the fucking Fillmore and then walked through the fucking Fillmore by myself late at night. Didn't worry about a fucking thing, right? It was only around then when I'm like, I'm starting to look over my shoulder, because I was hearing a lot of people like, oh, so, you know, somebody got jacked. Somebody got the shit kicked out of them. They didn't even get robbed. They just got the shit kicked out of them. That shit was happening and still happening, by the way. Remember when Rick Moranis just got fucking clocked in New York? And it wasn't just white people. It was Asian people too. Asian people were getting the shit kicked out of them. These are things that just went unreported because they didn't fit the narrative in San Francisco. They also don't report all their murders. They don't like report them on the news. They're very happy to like talk about like Oakland or Richmond's murders, but they're really light on talking about the murders that happened in San Francisco. I was 40 when I hurt myself in my sleep. Gout is no joke. What is, I don't think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just rolled over on my shoulder wrong or slipped on it wrong and fucked up a ligament or something. Not really sure. I just chalk it up to being old, but it sucks with my shoulder. I talked about it before. So I have a shoulder injury. Stupid shoulder injury. I was talking to X-Ray Girl before. I can only reach, like, everything hurts right now, but I just chalk it up to being old. Netflix Pride and Prejudice renamed to LGBT and MAGA. My grandma has a theory. By the way, that's from Shark Dentures. Shark Dentures. When I said, and I don't know, I can't remember what stream it was on. I said, I think it was FNT, where we talked about most of your conservative influencers are probably some variation of high and gay. Not all of them, but a surprising amount. It's just like Hollywood behind the scenes. Ain't no different. That's why we're very happy. You know, I know Jeremy is, and is very happy in his pool house. I'm very happy in my spare bedroom doing my thing till I don't want to do it anymore. My grandma has a theory. Only smart people get dementia. So Shad and Disbrew are doomed, but Gary, you and the rest of the panel are safe. So am I. I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right. Disbrew and Shad are smart. They know how to, well, it's probably because the accents you think that, Judah, but you're probably right. No, I'll get dementia from all the drugs I did. What are your thoughts on Lloyd, the melting snowman? Says Scott Christie Jones for $2. I don't know who Lloyd is. Z Herb for 20 Australian dollars. I didn't hate Fantastic Four, but it wasn't spectacular. I was disappointed in Galactus. A bunch of people said he was scary or threatening, but I never felt that, especially when the finale, he gets defeated by being pushed. The third act, I was fine with the movie, not like, this is great, I'm going to highly recommend it, calling it an 8 out of 10. It's all about expectation. So I was expecting Fantastic Four to totally suck. So I was kind of surprised. Like, I'm kind of with this. I like Johnny Storm. People were pretty hard on the thing. The thing didn't bother me. I would have liked to have seen more of his story and his background, but I thought, I was just happy I was seeing a real thing on the screen. Even though it was CG, it was like Jack Kirby's thing. I was fine with it. And Vanessa Kirby, some people might not think she's hot. I think she's hot. I think she's fine. And they really did dial down the girl boss stuff. Wasn't sold on Pedro. Hated the female Silver Surfer. Innocent was really fucking good as Galactus, but it was just kind of like, it's fine. I expected this to suck, but it's fine. Okay, I'm rolling with you. You're trying to be serious. The Marvel humor's gone, and then boom, that third act comes in and it fucking shits the bed. Shits the bed. Shits the bed. But the first 2/3 had a more solid story, a more concise story than Superman, which is a Saturday morning cartoon. Now, is it doing better because more happens? Yes. Yeah. Doesn't matter if I like it or not. And anecdotally, the people I speak to, I think more people like Superman than Fantastic Four. My kid, my wife likes Superman more than Fantastic Four. And Superman clearly has a better cast, like 1,000% better cast. I was terrified when watching Superman when they have when they would have had Crypto be the one to defeat Ultraman. I was also relieved they did not go full retard. And a couple scenes they did. But there's some. The thing is, like, I can't pick out this one scene from Superman like that was epic. I can't. The first sight of Galactus, pretty epic. When the lights in his eyes go, pew, they're like, that's pretty fucking epic. But that was brief. And I can't even remember Jurassic World. I can't even remember it. The most epic thing I've seen on a screen this year was Pierce Brosnan getting applauded at the prison at the end of Mobland. That was epic. That was fucking epic. Also, there's a scene in Better Man where Robbie Williams is killing his demons, and it's crazy. So the effects in that are done by Weta, and you can tell. Ginger is an anagram for only one other word. Geiger?
You don't want to say it on stream.
I know what it is. I'm being coy.
Oh, sorry.
HR Geiger? HR Giger? Feel like I'm missing something there. Mike, hello from Detroit. Also, Gary, here is my lurker tax for Mike. John Rose, thank you. There's no tax for lurkers, though. Taxation is theft. But thank you. I appreciate the donation. Go San Diego Chargers and Oakland A's. Love the show. Hey, the Godfather for $4.99. You know, I did used to root for the A's with Billy back in the Billy Ball days. You know, I'd like the Padres and the Chargers were always my favorite, but I had second favorite teams for a little while. I was rooting for the Browns. I always tried to find obscure teams. I didn't want to root for the team everybody else rooted for. So like I rooted for the Browns on the NFL side, and I rooted for the A's. when Billy Martin was there. I hate to agree with Asmongold on this, but the internet ID has already hit. Even fucking Robinhood made me do it the other day. I don't like it at all, says Mike S for $5. I mean, Asmongold will probably be way more dialed in than me on the internet ID. I know we had to do one for X. Don't recall doing one for YouTube. Maybe I did. Did we do one for YouTube, X-Ray Girl? I can't even remember. See, I got like I didn't have to, like, my monetization just happened. It was pre you having to have a certain amount of subscribers or anything. It just happened. And I didn't even realize I had it. And when somebody told me, I went in, I'm like, oh, I got $50. Fucking cool. You know, my first payout was $50. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I mean, they have my tax information, so whatever. Internet ID is, I mean, I'm fucking against it. I like freedom. I don't want government poking around in my life, and it's probably a reality. But I'm going to say I'm fundamentally against it, but I'm also fundamentally against taxes, but I have to pay them. Bob for $20 says, was shamed for dragging my friends to see Afterbirth. So far, it looks like it'll be redeemed by dragging them to Primitive War. Yeah, I want to see Primitive War. I do. Which is what Jurassic World should have been. Rated R dinos with low 20 million allegedly budget. And it looks great. Yeah, Vietnam soldiers versus dinosaurs. I'm there. Watch Airplane again? Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley, Oliver. Thank you for the $1.99. Xavier Saverart for 5 Austrian pesos. Or is that Austrian? Yeah, I can't. No, it's Australian. G'day. Here is a crazy prediction. I think this new Naked Gun movie will make $1 billion. It's not going to make $1 billion. It had a 17 million opening weekend, which is not bad, but it's got an exorbitantly high budget. It was like 45 million. But I liked it. I recommend you go see it. But I also liked Happy Gilmore too. I think stupid comedies need to come back, and I think if we're resurrecting 30 and 40-year-old franchises to get the ball rolling again, I'm actually fine with it. We need to laugh again. If we want our culture to be healthy, we need to laugh at ourselves. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves. No one's off limits. You hear that, Trey and Matt? No one's off limits. I know you're all big billionaires now, but remember who you are. TJ Jordan for $5. One of two. After a decade, my family's German Shepherd has sadly passed away. Oh, RP doggo. Got it. Rough. And I agree with you, Gary. We truly don't deserve them. But I'm happy that we do have them in our lives because those 10 years were special. It hurts knowing he's gone, but watching you guys helps. So thanks. Hey, if we can put a smile on your face and tip one out for the doggo. Yeah, I miss my doggo. I don't have any of my dogs here right now. Not Another Teen Movie, The Albino Twins. Oh yeah, I like Not Another Teen Movie. It's nowhere near the level of the other ones, but I liked it. You know, we did the comedy arc with Mahler. And we were all struggling. We're like, what's the last laugh out loud gut fucking gut laughing comedy? And we couldn't think of one. I mean, Hangover 3 is fine. It's better than Hangover 2. And that came out in 2013? 11, 12, 13? 21, 22 Jump Street are pretty good, but those are like 10 years old. 10 years old. When's Hot Rod? When did Hot Rod come out? So we're talking like 8 to 10 years. That's terrible. That's utterly terrible. And what brought that in? What brought in the PC era? Well, I could, we don't have time for the documentary, so I'll keep it quick. Bush, Clinton, Bush, and then Obama put it in override. Absolute override. Absolute override, because it was around, especially when generationally the kids started hitting college around 2014 and 15. I started noticing it. I also noticed the generation break when I was hiring employees between like millennials and whatever came after that. I saw the work ethic change. Not that millennials were fantastic. Listen, I'm going to give millennial shit. All right. So Gen X we like to talk about how fucking cool we are and we, do it DIY and all that bullshit. Fucking half my friends turned into a bunch of whiny fucking commies. So I'm not going to say Gen X is this great thing. So no, it's coming from a place where I'm very critical of my own generation, who sat around and did fucking nothing. Right. But, Gen Zs are catching a lot of shit, which I think some of them are not as bad as others. And millennials were, especially in San Francisco, some whiny fucks. They were. Not everybody. We have some fantastic ones in the chat, but in San Francisco in particular, whiny fucks. Good God. Gamergate mentioned we are eternal. Says Mark Salmonfink for $4. And I definitely witnessed it in the work ethic. And we're talking a comic shop. So it doesn't have to be like, you're not like going to the yard and going to do some welding. We're talking a comic shop. Please, please, please have the FNT core members redo the MCU rankings. Great Castle for $10. That is a great idea. That is a fantastic, that would be an entire show. Would you guys be open to that? I mean, just imagine how long it would take for Shad to get through his rankings. Or fucking Az. If he's there. What about Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., starring David Hasselhoff? I love that stupid movie. Zypher for $5. Everybody, please tweet and call this crap out. It's effing gay. Oh, that's the MasterCard stuff with gaming. Yeah, Savvy's doing great work on that, and it's fucking terrible. First time comment, Variety doing a list, red flag. Yes. You're right. No one mad. What the fuck? It's just for $2. Trevor said, what the fuck? I mean, that could apply to so many things we talked about Friday. It's the MCU list. This list is proof that Variety is an equal opportunity employer because this list obviously was made by special needs person, a retard. Absolutely. The list is proof that Variety, I read that one. Now we've been subject to this Variety drivel. When do we get our top 5 Doctor Who list? Can't wait to read your book, Gary. Tarara bit. Thank you, James, for the $4.99. When are you going to get Culture Casino on here? Never. Fuck that guy. No, I love him. Grahamcast. I would like to see the panels list. I'll do one. My name is Diversitas Equitus Inclusius, says Louis C. for $20. Thank you. If anyone wants copies of those Star Trek comics that Gary has, I can post them to you for a price of postage. I can see. I can't seem to sell them. Thank you. Which Star Trek comic books? I mean, if you have some gold key ones, let's talk. X-Ray Girl, has Gary read my last $5 super chat?
You did on the show. So.
There you go. I am. Oh wait. Oh, I don't have a beep on this board. I am a smoke detector chirp. Beep. Thor Song 1 for $20. Speaking of Sydney, I wonder how many cans of Pepsi Cindy Crawford sold in the 90s. A lot. No one complained back about that ad. No, because there were better times, bro. House of Ashhole? No. Give me Xena boobs instead. I'll watch the hell out of that. Johnny's $4.99. With the black chick will the black chick be called Bringer of Rain? I wouldn't doubt it. F this spinoff. Yeah, it's doomed. House of Muff Basher. Hey, good luck with that one. Says Grunt 812 for $2. Men are Mars, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and Kevin Feige, Alex Kurtzman, J.J. Abrams, and makers of Spartacus. House of Usher are from Uranus. They are. It's actually true. Aaron Pipes for $5. Graves 1 or 2 female gladiators have been found. So there were a few. Think she was found in York in the UK. So there were female gladiators. They fought each other. Or animals. We talked about it on FNT. And I'm sure there was 1 or 2 that actually fought men and died horribly. I believe Grace, there's in A Song of Ice and Fire, this isn't history, but in A Song of Ice and Fire, there's pit fighters who are gladiators. And there's women pit fighters, and they usually die. Born in Boston for $2. I believe Grace Jones in Conan. I did too. Spartacus, Spartacuntus, Blood and Sand, and Tampons, Spartacuntus, Brave and Stunning. Wow, Curtis. Thank you for the $5. The cast wore gladiator outfits by Gucci. House of Ashur. Says Southeastern Kaiju for $2. Curtis, one more time, says Spartacus, Spartacuntus, Blood and Sand, Tampons. Spartacus, Blood and Tampons. One more time, Curtis. We got you, buddy. I'm Spartacus, and so's my wife. Farticus, House of Bad Scriptwriters. There you go. Gamer Plush for $2. Advice for going to the first con, hail FNT, and chat. Eat your vitamins. Say your prayers. No, seriously. Chalk up in the vitamin C. But bring some money. Curtis D of Montana for $5. Activists are just big mad that they can't fit into C.D. Sweeney's jeans because their ass is as big as the Death Star. Dinosaur, hail FNT, Fex.C Sarmer. A fuck Starmer. I'll just say it. Jason Webster for $5 Australian wanted Kevin Feige and the Marvel writing group for crimes against contemporary popular culture for Marvel Phase 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, we're in Phase 6. Jesus Christ. They just started Phase 6. And you know what they started Phase 5 with? Commie Mania. Black Panther was popular because of the Avengers. Titus Robinson for $4.99. Established character, popular because of the Avengers, and was well portrayed in Civil War. Also, it was one of the best marketing campaigns that just hit like lightning in a bottle. People actually thought they were going to that movie to fight racism. But as time has gone on, people realize like it is not the worst Marvel movie ever made, nowhere near it. It is not top 5. It is not top 10. And Black Panther's best movie is Civil War. And they should have recast him. Black Panther's a good character. It's a good character. I don't like the super trumped up Wakanda, which came in much later. Wakanda didn't used to be like that in the beginning. Black Panther was just a dude in a costume. Aaron Pipes for $10. I've been like they fucking like he beat the Silver Surfer, and when did that happen? Chat 2005, 6, 7, somewhere around there. Reggie Hunlin was writing it, and he was the guy from BET, and he's the one who like they had already amped up Wakanda to that point, but he amped it up way more. And Black Panther beat the fucking Silver Surfer. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And that's when I really started noticing it. But that was 20 years ago. Aaron Pipes for $10. I have been saying this for years that Disney has topped out its audience at the 500 to 650 million with all the woke shit and plain disrespect of fans. Yeah, there's now a ceiling. And I think the normal gross will be between $500 and $650 million. I think Fantastic Four could possibly leg out 550. Barely. But that drop off is really similar to all the other drop offs. And what people just keep ignoring is, the people in the access media, not you, is this is a drop off from a very mediocre box office. And usually you don't have that big of drop offs from mediocre box offices because you're already low anyway. But hey, let's play the game again. Let's do it again. Maybe this could happen. There is a chance it could happen. It just fucking takes off. People listen to John Roca and understand the genius of Fantastic Four and even Superman, because both of those movies are tremendously smarter than the dinosaur movie, which they're not. I think they're better personally, but are they more entertaining? Well, to the international crowd, they're not. They're not. And I think we just have to come to terms with the fact that they're just a bunch of mid movies. Not the worst, but not really that good. Steve O for $19.99. Thank you, Steve. Aiken, $7.99 says books by Julian May would make great movies. Psychic powers and prehistoric animals. Fun for all. There you go. Jason Webster for $5. Script Doctor. I'm afraid Hollywood is suffering from severe sequelitis. Take this script and call me in the morning. And he's not wrong. Like, look at the rest of the year. Like, the next big thing to come out, not just in theaters, is Alien Earth. That comes out in a few days. The thing I just enjoyed was a remake of a 30, maybe older year movie franchise. Wicked, which they'll probably consider original, is a play that's been around forever that's based on a book. It's never been adapted into a film, so that's a first, but it's been a play forever. So it's established. Third Avatar movie coming out. That's right. Movie I'm looking forward to. Frankenstein, been remade 100 times. And I'd rather them remake a classic like that. That's fine. We're not getting anything original, and the thing is, like, Mobland is original. It is. It's just a mob story. We've seen 1,000 mob stories. We've seen a lot of British mob stories, but little variations here and there doesn't get old with me. We got Tulsa King coming up in a month. It's another mob story. Let's fucking go. I can't wait. What a cast. Frank Grillo, Neil McDonough, Robert Patrick, Sly Stallone. Let's fucking go. Old fuckers. Can't wait. Landman comes out in December. So we got Tulsa King, Mayor of Kingstown, and Landman. Oh, and they all came out within a year. Amazon doubles down on Twisted Metal, goes full insufferable for season 2. Amazon, you suck. Well, wasn't that Peacock? Yeah, Twisted Metal fucking sucked. I thought the first season was okay. The second season is DEI woke fucking intersectional feminist garbage. I dipped out, never going to go back. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Beer's on me. Crystal D, happy birthday. You could give my beer to, I can't give it to Jeremy. Give it to Ryan. He needs it, even though he wasn't there. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Thank you. Is failure the new success? Drake Timbershaft. That is good. That is good. Oh, dude. I got to show you guys this real quick. I got to show you the guys this. The Daily Gondor. Let's see. I love the Daily Gondor. If you haven't seen it, let's take a look at the Daily Gondor. Daily Gondor. Give it a follow. Because this is funny shit. Daily Gondor. Aragorn was right. Uruk-hai army was bred for a single purpose, destroy the world of men. But here's why it's a good thing. By Milder Goldmountain. From Numenor colonization to orcophobia, men of the West have done a lot of harm to everyone. With its oppressive monuments and diversity-lacking architecture, allies with the elf right and alt-Rohirrim, we conclude the men are wicked, irredeemable, and evil, so they must be destroyed. Trending now, scimitar stabbing in the Shire. Goblin suspect must be forgiven. No group is wicked, irredeemable, and evil. Hobbits must not look back in anger. That's so good. It's good. God bless the Daily Gondor. The elf right. That's fucking based. Hail the Daily Gondor. If you start your show any earlier, you might consider renaming it to Friday Breakfast Tights. I fucking right. Especially when I started doing this, it was for the Brits and I was on the West Coast. So I start Friday Night Tights at 1. So now that I'm central, it feels a little better. Hail FNT, with y'all being watching and talking about Primitive War when it's released. I will be. Maybe I'll see how many people. I think Shad would want to watch it. I think Ryan would probably want to watch it. Definitely. I think Disbrew. I think most people would want to watch it. I think Batman had a lot from Affleck's script. The Batman, maybe they repurpose that shit all the time, put their name on it. Just found out in 2020, HBO took guns out of the Looney Tunes, but not TNT. The Hunter, Elmer Fudd, had a scythe, and the Cowboy Yosemite Sam had a grass hook. Now they are basically Amish farmers. What? I can't even. Did they really do that? They probably did. It's gay. Ryan Coogler is the Christopher Nolan for black people. He might be. At this stage, good word of mouth for a movie is it doesn't have Pedro Pascal in it. But you can't say Fantastic Four had good word of mouth. You can't, because it didn't do good. I would argue Superman had good word of mouth. It did. That's why it had a stronger hold. We saw it in the data. We saw it in the money. At least here in the States, as much as it doesn't matter how I feel about it. Superman had good word of mouth. Fantastic Four did not. Did not. Even though a lot of us thought, it's a better story. But we also can't deny that Marvel has brand damage. Like, is it irreversible? It is for now. How do you fix it? I don't fucking know. Because we could talk about firing Kevin Feige all day. Who in the fuck would replace him? He's kind of a unique instance in Hollywood where he's been so dominant and in control, yet he is still an employee. So he helped create. Also, a lot of the people who created Marvel aren't around. Jon Favreau was responsible. Robert Downey Jr. was responsible. Edgar Wright was there mapping it around. In the early days, they had a contingent of comic book creators. Oh, and there was Joss Whedon, who was mapping the hell out of it for a long time. And James Gunn. And when James Gunn left, you could tell. You could tell. Sydney Needs to Strike while the iron's hot announced that she's making Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS. Oh, God, yes. She is striking while the iron's hot. She's making bank. She's going to do well for the rest of her life. Hail FNT. Everyone's gets a free N-word pass, even Ep and Bike. Hey, Gary, did you enjoy that Trash War of the Worlds? Praise Allah. I actually did. Quite a bit. It's awful. It is the worst movie you will see this year. Stephen Huerta for $10 says the Sydney Sweeney episode perfectly encapsulates Rush Limbaugh's undeniable truth of life. Feminism was established so as to allow unattractive women access to the mainstream of society. Rest in peace, Rush. We miss you. Watch the Primitive War trailer, please. Please. We've already seen it. We've watched it. We're gonna watch. When is it coming out? Release date. I will watch it opening day. August 21st. Yep, I'll be there. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it. I do believe somebody from the movie did reach out and just, I mean, it wasn't like we're going to give you all this free shit. No, it was like, hey, check it out. Go check it out. That was it. So, and I'm like, this movie is speaking my language, man. And yes, R.I.P. Lonnie Anderson. R.I.P. Lonnie Anderson. We're losing, us Gen Xers are having a rough month. White jeans matter. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Sydney Sweeney. Hail, Sydney. Polish Prince for $5 at fucking BuzzFeed. Piece of shit. Fucking media. Fuck you. Remember, kids, tomorrow you say your prayers, you eat your vitamins, and don't forget to hate the access media because you're not doing it enough. I'm not doing it enough. We can all do better. We can all do better hating the corporate legacy media, the access media, those pieces of shit. But because Sydney Sweeney did a jeans commercial, one outlet that needs to burn to the fucking ground outs possibly who she votes for. You fucking scumbags. You piece of... This is the kind side, by the way. This is the side with empathy. This is the inclusive side. You fucking pieces of shit. You suck. You cannot die fast enough. Go fuck yourself. Have a great day. White power is a flat hand. Black power is a closed fist. Paper beats rock. Love you all. To Gary and anyone else, glad you all got home safely from Comic-Con. I am too. Bit of an arduous journey because the last leg of it, I wasn't feeling good. And I got it for my kids. So I'm going to blame my kid all day long, make him feel bad. It's a parent's right. Dan Vasquez has monkeys on in his porch. I can't say the rest. I heard Dan Vass got sick for monkeys, but I won't elaborate on that. Legendary Scrub for $2. At night, looking at the moon crickets be chirping. What about the male monkey? I am a male monkey. Hob Dobson for $5. Jaguar. I had to learn how to say, because I used to say Jaguar, but then I sold parts for Jaguar, and I was told I had to say Jaguar by the management. So now I say Jaguar instead of Jaguar. Jaguar is owned by Tata Motors, and their stock is down 30% from peak. Jag X, Jaguar Health are the ones who tanked. I don't pay attention to the stock. Ask Valiant Renegade. He will know. ZXC 1972 for $5 British pounds proper money, where they say Jaguar. Sweeney's ad is a modern day Rorschach ink blot test for political insanity. Everyone sees what they want to see. I think it's a retard test, but we can call it the Rorschach. 2 Epic Might appearances. Beardo punch in the air right now. I'm going to invite him back. Epic Mike's good. It's good. He's good. Fits in very well. Has the gift of gab. Can back up his takes. He's knowledgeable. People seem to like him. It was great talking to you at San Diego Comic-Con. Get well soon. James the Mando. Cheers. It was great talking to you and seeing you, buddy. See you next year. Lemonade. Lemonade. That cool, refreshing drink. Little Eddie Murphy there. Any truth to the rumor that Spencer's Gifts will be official sponsor of the 2025 WNBA season? Does Spencer's Gifts sell dildos now? Do they? Troglodytes complaining about AE using Sweeney's calcium cannons, which is still my very favorite nickname for boobs, is calcium cannons. To sell jeans, already had their preferred people fail completely. Our turn now. It's our turn. You had your run. You had a good run. Woke has been creeping in for a long time, but it had a fucking 10-year run. Still around. It's never going to completely go away. It's not going to die. But we get Sydney Sweeney in some baggy jeans. Like, once we see half-naked women eating cheeseburgers again with, like, ketchup dripping down their bodies to metal, then I can say, okay, man, we're getting back. We're getting back to some stuff. Epicillion for 20 British pounds says, isn't it odd that the ones shouting eugenics and yapping are the ones who demand babies be ended and children be allowed to change their gender? I don't know. That sounds like something I've heard before. Oh, yes. Eugenics. You're 100% right. Talked about that with Will Kane. Margaret Sanger. Look at the history of abortion. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably mostly already know it. But make sure that story is told, that the people who are complaining about Sydney Sweeney are rooting for the woman who wanted to abort Latino and Black babies because she believed their genes weren't as good as white people. So all the NPR, fuck NPR, glad it's gone. All the woke white women who constantly watch MSNBC and listen to NPR, unironically, will root like hell for her. Who hopefully has a very, very special place in hell. There are the same people who defend Hamas. Says autistic statistic. Autistic statistic. I like that. Darth Gabble for $2. Tell the left that oxygen is good for you. Hitler breathed oxygen. Did you know that, Darth? Please don't pause on ugly people too long. Samurai for $2. I apologize. See, I can do that. It's okay to apologize to an individual, right? When you wrong them. And when we pause on something a little too long, that's, well, for one, you let us know immediately. And we should listen faster. So I'll hashtag do better. Mike, Garrett, and possibly X-Ray Girl, I better not see any of you at American Eagle ever again. Do you have American Eagle jeans, X-Ray Girl?
I think I do. I have some shorts.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I have Levi's.
I like Guess jeans. They fit nice. Anyways.
Yeah, those are girl jeans. So those are cool. I remember when Guess was new. That was a long time ago. Yes, I have Levi's. Iron Morgan for $10. Showing these dysfunctional alleged women reacting to Sydney Sweeney has actually suppressed my appetite to go on a fast and get really serious at the gym. Thank you, FNT, for giving me that push. You're welcome. Go get it. Go to that gym. Can't wait for these women complaining about eugenics to start learning about the origins of Planned Parenthood and who Margaret Sanger was. Mr. Rich Low Pitch for $10. Yep, she was a demon. She was a demon. Ozzy 76 drugs. Hogan 71 gym juice. Choose wisely, kid. Friday Night Whites for $1.99. Oh, he just said gym, but no, Hogan was on gym juice and he was also on drugs and he also drank. He had an alcohol problem, which probably led to his heart problems. Most likely did. 100% did. But mostly probably the steroids. And with Ozzy, his constant use of cocaine and speed, those things in particular, I don't know if he used meth or not, but I'm guessing he probably did, can contribute to Parkinson's. So, yeah. And I'm very sad Ozzy and Hulk died within the same week. It's sad. It's sad. Like I said, it didn't debilitate me, but it's weird because every time I go on a road trip, I've talked to you guys before, I've got satellite radio for one reason, for one station, and it's Ozzy's Boneyard. And I just listen to classic old metal all fucking day. It's mostly Black Sabbath and Ozzy. Ozzy's been a huge part of my life. He was the soundtrack of my life. I was actually into solo Ozzy before I got into Black Sabbath. My sister would play me solo Ozzy first, right? I was like 11, right? And then when I was in 6th grade and 7th grade, that's when my buddies are like, nah, you gotta listen to Sabbath. I'm like, well, and I'd heard of them, but I just didn't know. And fucking love Sabbath, dude. I like kind of all versions of Sabbath now. Used to be kind of a snob about it before, but not now. Dio Sabbath is amazing. Their best song, their absolute best song is Mob Rules. That's their best song. And the one on the heavy metal soundtrack. That is their best fucking song. Thought about that one a lot during COVID. From Ika for $5. Gary, can you shout out my channel? From Ika. I just put up my first video and found I'm better at making things than AV editing. LOL. Hail the 199. Hail the 199, by the way. Fromica. Fromica. Go check it out. Jeremy, show them your commercial Treebeard did. He's not here. Sorry. Hail Jeremy, though. He's probably streaming over me, though. Or I'm streaming over him. Or everybody who's streaming is streaming over whoever's streaming. Not really sure. He's streaming. Shout out. Dark Magician, SDY for $2. Nose ring equals retard. Well, septum. I know people with nose rings and septum nose rings that are based as fuck. They give them it's like fucking tattoos now. It's like, goddamn, the blue hair. And for one, the blue hair used to be cool, like a blue mohawk or something like that back in the day. But now it's like done so shitty. And it's just made it disgusting, which sucks. But I do like that kids are now like not getting tattoos. I like that. I like that a lot. Reject your parents. My kids don't have tattoos and never will. I have this like opposite parenting technique, which I don't recommend for everybody, but it works. I don't helicopter parent my kids like at all, but I'm sure to tell them a good old war story about dad going to prison or all that shit, and they do what I say. They don't fuck around. They're good kids. Junior barely cusses. Just crazy. I am for removing Sydney's jeans, says Southeastern Kaiju. I get what you're saying there. First time super chat. Oh, sorry. I've got a suggestion. Y'all should use Ryan's, to quote The Rock, big ass forehead as a billboard to display the sponsors of your show. Well, I think Ryan should do that for his own channel. I have the best job in the world, says Steph's
Vibrator.
Oh, I know what it says. Steph's vibrator. I wonder what Steph they mean. XR Kuhn. Can we get Benology on FNT before Beardo? Beardo fat. Beardo's not fat. Maybe a little bit between the ears. But because he didn't know who Geordie LaForge was. Bro, you got to know who Geordie LaForge was to get on this fucking show. It's pretty basic. You know, I did have to work at my comic store. You had to pass the most basic comic book test, right? Can't remember what it was. I'll find an old one. But I mean, on the question was like, who is Jack Kirby? You know, and who created, I'd throw in a little hard one. We did have who were the creators of Black Panther on there. What's the significance of Daredevil 181? You know, stuff like that. And if you got like a passing grade, I'd let you, but you had to take a test to work at my store. Yes, indeed. These women are just mad that men want Sydney Sweeney to wear their jeans. There you go. This happened before in France. Laura Prepon did an ad dancing in jeans. They deemed it too lurid. In France? The French are fucking weird, super mastermind. They let all this freaky shit go, and then they'll get upset about something. They'll turn half communist, but if you introduce like electronic tickets, they'll burn the fucking place down, which I am absolutely for, by the way. They're all liberté until they do their semi-socialist globalist shit. It's like, they make no sense to me. They're fucking French. I mean, her initials are SS. I mean, yes, Connor, her initials are SS, so obviously Nazi. It's not male or female, it's smell. Says UA Fomega? Varn for €5 says, according to Jeremy Johns, new Naked Gun is actually really good. Hope I like it. I would agree with him. By the way, bought David Gemmell and Wheel of Time audiobooks, MP3. Well done. If you want, I can send them eventually. Also, I already have the Wheel of Time audiobooks, but thank you. Maybe some of the boys do, or girls. Also, have you been watching Venture Brothers? Who is your favorite character? Mine is Dr. Henry Killinger. Oh, Brock. Brock is my favorite character. 100 times Brock. Dr. Henry Killinger is pretty fucking good, though. That's a stream we should do. Ranking our Venture Brother characters. She didn't show up much, but man, I like Girl Hitler. Girl Hitler was fucking hilarious. I had never laughed so hard in my life when I saw Girl Hitler. And Tiger Bomb. Oh, shit. Or Doc Venture. It's an early episode. Goes to Tijuana. And he wakes up and his kidneys are missing. So good. Fucking show is so good. Is this the gayest American Eagle ad ever? Asked Jordan. Gary, I have an FNT/Forbidden Frontier crossover for you. An unlikely prophet about Alvin Schwartz experiencing Superman as a tulpa. A great podcast, Mysterious Universe. Just covered it recently. I'll check it out. That sounds weird. That sounds weird. Stop saying Fantastic Four is the best summer movie if you haven't seen Warfare. I listen and run for fucking hours. My feet are literally bleeding. For fuck's sakes, calm down. Warfare didn't come out in the summer. Warfare did not. So now, if you're talking about best movie of the year, then you have a gripe. I'm sorry you got upset about it. Keep running. That's good. But Warfare did not come out during the summer. During the summer movie season, which technically starts Memorial Day. The summer tentpole season is over. There is no tentpoles coming at all. Now, the big budgeted movies, I think the next one around the corner is Tron. Ares, which looks interesting. Question for all. If you had to make a movie with one of these castings, which one would it be best case? Between Amber Heard as Samus Aran or Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Jill Valentine or Aquafina as Chin Lu. Are we talking? Is this a video game thing? X-Ray Girl. Anxiety for $10.
Chun-Li is the one that kicks a lot with the.
Yeah, I know who Chun-Li is.
Oh,
I don't know who the other ones are though. As
Jill Valentine's
Samus Aran,
Resident Evil, and Samus from oh shoot, what's that game called?
Oh, Amber Heard. I'd pick Amber Heard 1,000 times over Phoebe Waller-Bridge or Aquafina. Amber Heard's a monster who fucked with Johnny Depp and did horrible things to her, but she's hot. Okay, come on.
Thank you, chat. Metroid.
Metroid. Thank you, X-Ray Girl. Yeah. Aquafina would make me want to lose my hearing, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge would make me want to lose my eyesight and my will to live. If there was like a mute button on Amber Heard and maybe some handcuffs, sure. My daily lurker tax for Meek. Please don't send Tyrone to my house. He gets sad and misses you. Says Eric Helfinger for $5. Gary, thoughts on how drugs are portrayed in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Very accurately. I think that is the single best depiction of frying on acid and tripping on mescaline in the history of film. Terry Gilliam clearly has done them. But the one scene in particular where Hunter S. Thompson, played by Johnny Depp, is walking out of his room and the carpet prints are crawling up the wall. Fucking seen that so many. I've seen it in Vegas. So yeah, very accurate. Cash Akouis for $10. Disney owns the right to The Rock, and if they were smart, they would do a theater re-release on June 30th anniversary in June for the 30th anniversary. What, next June? And then follow up with the 4K Steelbook release. Easy money. You're right. I'd buy it. It's in 4K on who's streaming it in 4K? Prime? Formika, thank you for the $2. Crazy Clown Town for $5. Was Gary that guy that gave that one woman at Disney World meth? No, I never. Ooh, who gave somebody at Disney World? I've never been to Disney World, so it couldn't have been me. I've never been to Disney World, nor will I ever be to Disney World. Now, if I had drugs at Disneyland, oh yes, a lot. I don't think it's made it. I'm going to save this story for the audiobook because I don't think this made it in the book. No, it didn't make it in the book. Holy shit. Yeah, I got a Disneyland story involving drugs. I do. I'll give you a hint. I pushed the limits of Disney security. I did. They had me lock, stock, and barrel, like about to take me to whatever fucking cell they supposedly have. And you know what I did? I fucking bolted. I pushed them away, got away, bolted, and they couldn't follow me outside that gate. Ran like hell. Knocked the hell out of one of them too. They had me, man. Woo! Got away. So a few times I got away. Now, wait for the audiobook to find out what I got away with. Because, shit. Got lucky that night. Edite. One for $10. Been bugging every stream about this, but the live action trailer for Johnny Depp dropped for his Hyde comic with Ridley Scott looks awesome. Yeah, I looked at it somewhere. Can't remember where. I'm hoping it gets some hype because it really looks promising. I hope it does too. That'd be interesting. Let's be real. Ridley Scott's not getting any younger. Why did you stop with the gay nicknames for Jeremy in the opening? He did complete his conversion therapy? Maybe. Darkwing Schmuck. All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison. Worth reading? Yes, it is, Arian. It very much is. We got Ep and Mike back. Hell yeah, I'm here for it. I am too, Riley. Sydney Sweeney did not see all that attention coming. She did not see it all coming. Shake from Hunger Team for $10. What's up, brother? And here's my daily tax, Meek. I hope you'll let me watch your streams. He won't. Mike says, fuck you. Brian K for $5. What's the Lucker tax here, Mike? The Lucker tax? Lurker tax for Miki. What is this some Miki lore? He's going to have to tell me about it. Friday Night Tights in color. Thank you, Snacks. Aha, that's funny. Best opener out there. Dan is the man. Dan is the man. He's a gay man, but he is the man. Twisted Metal Show on Peacock was dumb but fun in season 1. Season 2 released 3 episodes this week, and girl bossed it right into oblivion. Shake from Hunter Team for $10. Give me back my Meek, please. I can't afford the ransom money. Give me back my Meek. I started a petition on my ex. Not sure water safe, the CCP. I don't know. Bought land near Nashu's water supply, my town. Any help? Where? Where is that? I don't know. Dorbin's Ricardo Lima. Well, that's U.S. money, so that must be here. They're not supposed to be buying land. I'd rather stand in front of Sydney, honestly. It feels like less of a creep that way. You don't really care. Here's my damn lurker tax. Micah BD's Hail FNT. Mike, how do you uncaged feel about Jeremy? Very strongly. Friday night, guys and gals, yes, it is. Brent Shapiro called Bill Burr retarded on his own show. We are so back. Yeah, they're both retarded. They're both retarded. Ben Shapiro, Bill Burr, both fucking retarded. Bill Burr's over rated comedian. Completely overrated. I'm a contrarian. He wants to suck the Hollywood knob. He's in the club, and he's going to do what he wants to get in the club. Go ask Anthony Cumia how that guy is. He's a piece of shit. Everyone but Gary, what film is like crack to you? Wow. Lord of the Rings. Beetlejuice. Shit, Ryan. Now we're going to get Beetlejuice. Hail, SS. Sydney Sweeney. The Ron for 5 British pounds. Just got out a Naked Gun. I pissed myself laughing. It's a comedy we need for the moment. I also just ordered your book. Enjoy FNT. Hail. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've seen Naked Gun twice. I've seen it twice, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Go watch the movie. The wife gave me the option of Superman, Fantastic Four, or Michael Shanks together. We watched together, better than both movies combined, I bet. Billdozer74 for $2 says, the Minecraft movie seemed like a ChatGPT wrote the script. It wasn't trying to be more than it was. It was mid as fuck. Sweeney is hot. Mid, though. Okay. Yeah, like Minecraft understood what it was. Superman did not. Fantastic Four almost did, but honestly, they fucked themselves out the gate by bringing in Pedro and female Silver Surfer. So you got to give, why is Superman doing better? More happened. All the characters look like the DC characters for the most part, with varying degrees, shitty costumes, whatever. But man, there was no fucking female Silver Surfer and no annoying Pedro Pascal. All the actors are good, and that does matter. Stories, they're both mid. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Hang on, X-Ray Girl. I just closed out the list, and I shouldn't have done that. I am live right now. I was just answering a message to Mahler. Hope he's doing well. I miss my Mahler. Where are we? Okay, we can get through this. My voice is dying, but we can do this. I know. Listen, guys, I just want to tell you, you have no idea what I sacrifice for you. You really don't. Streaming a couple times a week, 3 times a week. Got to go down to the stream mines. Got to talk bullshit with y'all. You don't know how hard it is. don't know how much we give up for you. Our hemorrhoids from sitting in a chair too long. Okay, maybe that's just me. I'm just kidding. You don't know. We are the hardest workers in the world. We work harder than underwater welders. We work harder than construction, truck drivers, guys who change the light bulbs on top of those big old fucking poles, pussies compared to us. Men who go to war on the front lines, candy asses compared to this. Streaming is the hardest thing ever. Just ask a streamer like Hassan. Basil 5789 is a traveler. Says, if all these fails for the movie, just blame the audience. God forbid that the audiences spend their hard-earned money wisely. Get better soon, Gary. Thank you. People still want to have fun at the movie theater. They do. Very much so. I want to support movie theaters. I don't want movie theaters to die. I would love for Hollywood to get better. Because I like scripted entertainment quite a bit. I like genre the most. I would love for there to be some good epic fantasy out there. I was watching some behind the scenes for House of the Dragon, which ain't going to come out for like a year and a half. And they're getting ready for the Battle of Tumbleton, and they got all these fucking Northern lords and also Northern warriors out there, and it looked fucking great. I'm like, God, I kind of want that. Kind of what I want. But no. Proto Clown was the best villain of all time, says Basil for $2. Hey, Nerdrotic, you hoser. Any theories on why Mulder never checked Nunavut? The place is full of spooky aliens vibes, but I don't know. Abe's gonna get ya. Welcome to Traveler Jesus Davila. Thank you for gifting a membership for $5. Dax Sports is welcome to the travel level. Give us Forbidden Frontier. Okay. We're working on it. Right, X-Ray Girl?
Yeah. We're thinking Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday. We're trying to do a makeup show for Sunday. So we're going to think Wednesday or Thursday. Keep an eye out on our posts. Okay, we'll let you know. But we will do a makeup show. For your Stephen Hawking voice box. Remember to keep talking. It's actually a pretty good song from a Roger Waterless Pink Floyd. I actually, I kind of like the Pink Floyd without Roger Waters. It's fine. I went and saw the tour, the Division Bell tour is amazing. Wish I would have seen it with Roger. Now I got to see Roger perform Animals at Coachella, and the pig flew away. The $1 million pig flew away. But yeah, Animals at Coachella was fucking epic. Waste our time with a good Marvel list. It'd be worth it. Oh, it'd be pretty easy to make that list. I think for me, it would be maybe the most difficult between 5 and 10. Clown Smash. He got angry because he didn't understand that people laughed at him because he was a clown, says Basil. Would you agree that creatives would rather make something different and be rather than follow a template and it'd be good? For example, DDBA and a comedy that is not part of the original show. Our Guns Superman being so different than Reeves. Oh, they always do. I mean, creatives, if they had their druthers, would probably want to do something. Yeah. I mean, there's very few people, like even in comics, like John Byrne just wanted to fucking draw Marvel and DC comics. He did his own stuff too, but he was perfectly happy doing that. I think most creators and filmmakers want to do their own original work. I think they do. I think they take a crack at something because they liked it as a kid or it was fun. It's a good opportunity on the resume to help propel them something else. James Gunn just became a CEO over this or a head of a studio over this. So they're not going to turn it down. But I think the vast majority of creators want to do their own shit. are the ones who are directors and writers. Now, there's lower level people. They'll just work on, they just like working on stuff. Like editors like to edit. Now, what would be my preference to edit if I was still in Hollywood? I'll be honest with you. Reality TV. You got way more creative freedom. You can craft a narrative, or I'd rather edit like a documentary or maybe a music video, but like linear, scripted stuff. What little I worked on, I was told exactly what to do. There was no creativity in it at all. You still got to be good. But like as far as creative freedom and stuff, I love editing. I did some editing on the video today. When I have the free time to do our Peru stuff, that's my favorite type of editing, where I just have piles of footage and then I have to make a story out of it. Basically, it's putting together a puzzle. It's just like putting together a puzzle. But I get to shape the pieces. That's my favorite kind of editing. So I think, a creative mostly wants to do their own shit. I'll bore you with those someday. Stuff from my, it wasn't film school. It was like editing school. I did a couple of mini docs. They're on Vimeo somewhere. I'll find them. I did one in my store for a free comic book day. I did one for Ed Hannigan event at the Cartoon Art Museum. Hey, Gary, thanks for recommending One Piece live action years ago. It took me 14 months to catch up on the anime, and it's amazing. Do you think they filmed season 2 and 3 together? They announced Croc's actor last year and could have, he should have almost no role in season 2. They would be smart if they did that. They would absolutely be smart if they did that. I don't think they did. I think we're getting 8 episodes every 3 years, and we'll get 3 seasons. One Piece season 1 is a masterpiece. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's so good. Lost Braves fan for $2. Gary, can we get Epic Mike on Forbidden Frontier? Sure. Hi, Gary. Would you ever consider doing a Forbidden Frontier episode where each of you talk about your favorite Art Bell episode? Oh, D's, that's a great idea. D's Weebos. That's a great idea. What to watch this weekend? Weapons or Sketch? Ooh, that's a good question. I'd say watch. Well, I mean, it depends. Weapons looks intriguing. I've seen Sketch, and Sketch is pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's like it's a kid's movie, right? So it's like a family movie, but it's shot kind of like a horror movie, and it's got its charms to it. The kids are pretty good. It's got some flaws, but considering the budget and Angel Studios had to buy this, and it deals with a very serious theme of grieving, right? And that's done pretty well. But there are parts of it, like, they don't go super hard, but there are parts of it that are shot like a horror movie. And you have these, like, basically the kid, one of the kids, their book gets dropped into like a magic river. And then once you sketch on anything from this magic river, like it like fixed a cell phone in the movie. But that thing comes to life. So there's a giant like blue monster that looks like it was drawn with crayon by a kid, terrorizing people. But this weekend's Weapons and Sketch, I don't know, man. I probably would have talked more about it, but I've been fucking feeling like shit. But yeah, Angel brought us out to go watch it. Gore was there with his lady, and Drinker was there. Yeah, it was a charming movie. So like Angel, I like what they're doing. I like what they're trying. I really like the fact that they're basically user backed. They have the they basically have memberships, right? Like YouTube. And I forgot, it's a guild. It's the Angel Guild. and they get and yeah, the audience, the people who pay into the guild get to be producers and have say creatively on what like they buy. So this movie was bought. It was already made and it was bought by Angel. And yeah, it didn't suck. It didn't suck. I enjoyed it. Like some of their stuff hit and miss. But I did like Homestead. And we're getting I was fucking pissed. So we saw this Homestead movie, and then we go back and we watch half the series, and then they go, well, we need funding for season 2. I'm like, well, but they got the funding, and they're doing the rest of season 1 and season 2 back to back. And Neil McDonough is in that too. I liked Homestead though. Huffley for $4.99. Thank you. The young Chad for $2. Hey Gary, thoughts on DC's Absolute Universe? None whatsoever. I don't buy anything new from Marvel or DC. I am forever done. They lost a forever fan who was buying comics pretty much weekly for almost 5 decades. They lost a fan forever. Never, ever, ever going back unless both regimes are completely replaced. And I doubt that. And I'm fine. I'm like, this is a good point to be done. I don't read any of this shit. I hate the people who work there for the most part. And being a retailer, I knew way too much, like how the sausage was made as far as like how creatives were back then. And they got way more obnoxious to the point where I didn't like do any creator signings at my store anymore. I'm like, I don't want to know any of these people. I just want to read their books because I don't want to hate what I love. I don't want to hate comics. So I just separated myself and I started doing fan events, and I was way happier, dude. Way happier doing fan events than here's some writer, you know. Yeah, whatever. And there's a lot of reasons that I can't get into. But I was friends with a couple of them, right? But and they were nice guys. They were really nice guys. Like, you might not agree with Derek Robertson's politics, but he is a nice person. He is a very nice person. Very good dude. Alexander de Mediocre for $4.99. I made a website for orphans. It doesn't have a homepage. Yeah. Hail San Pellegrino. Only sissies drink Perrier. You're right. Perrier's for sissies. So I was a sissy the other day when I was having Perrier. I drink bubbly water. It's my, pretty much my soda. I drink the shit out of bubbly water. San Pellegrino, though, best. Absolutely. We need Hot Shots Part 3. Oh, we do. X-Ray Girl, you look good as Captain Mary Zoo Breach. My warp core, you may breach my warp core. X-Ray Girl, plug yours. You may breach my warp core any day. You've taken care of my saucer section. I'm going to fire my photon torpedoes. How dare you make me say that? Accidental seller for 50 Norwegian krona. Thank you, brother. You can unplug your ears. X-Ray Girl. Oh, is this the one you had to read earlier? It says, fuck X-Ray Girl.
No, I read one while you're away.
Oh, fuck X-Ray. I send questions. She reads when you leave. I'm very sorry. I'd withhold her pay, but that would be assuming I pay her. I bet FF would do better in May before Thunderbolts. A little bit. It would do better in Thunderbolts. Yes. FF should do better in Thunderbolts. FF is recognizable. Thunderbolts, there's nobody recognizable. Zero. And you can, and don't tell me Bucky. Don't tell me you're recognizing Bucky on that poster. He's not wearing his Winter Soldier costume, which is fucking rad, by the way. And John Walker did nothing wrong. I like John Walker. I hope to see him in future projects without all the other fucking idiots like Yelena. I can't. Yelena is useless. I know some people like simp for Florence Pugh, and that's fine. She's cute. I've got nothing against her personally. Her character of Yelena is boring as fuck. But yeah, I would probably do a little better, but it would still have the same drop off because it's still the same movie. If you had to choose, would you rather be a world-class comic book artist or a writer? Between the two? Oh, a writer. I'd be able to get more work done. I could be versatile enough to write books, write scripts, write books, comic books, novels, scripts, novellas. A world-class comic book artist can storyboard. There's a lot of art. There is a lot of opportunities for that, but dude, the writers might not want to hear this, but I would think doing the comic art is way harder, like way fucking harder than writing. And I think the proof is in the pudding. You can see how much the writers can spit out. And, art gets tiring. It is isolating. And that's like, we're talking world class, right? Like I can draw. Might show it to you. I haven't drawn in like 5 years, but I'm not great at all, but I've been drawing since I was a little kid. Right. And I'm completely self-taught. Never went to any fucking art schools or any shit like that. And I'm perfectly capable of doing it. I'm not going to make a comic or anything like that, but I can draw. I can illustrate. Gary, as a pro gamer, did you read the TF2 comics? Sure. TF2. I don't know what that is. Accident Seller. Josh, Cuvador reviews. The Spawn trailer on your X is boner inducing. The Spawn trailer. Knight Rider, A-Team, Airwolf, Street Hawk, $6 million man. That is my action universe. Fuck yeah. Hey, Gary, is there a chance that James Bond to be a decent with Amazon taking over the IP, or will it more work garbage someone like Shooty Gatwa or Elliot Page as Bond? Well, they got the writer. They got Stephen Knight from Peaky Blinders, and Denis Villeneuve is directing it. And I think those are very good signs. Very good signs. All depends on the casting. All depends on the casting. The crazies barking about Sydney Sweeney makes me hope the mental wards and straitjackets make a comeback. Unbelievable that these people have free access to the internet and health and taxes, and they vote. Brady Furs. Archer Merchant for $5. Is it me, or do the pictures of the lead for Jesus Christ Superstar HDW Abomination look like witches from the old movie Witches Chasing the Mice? She looks like the little witch. Tom Cruise's Legend, that like swamp witch. That's what she looks like. Ridley Scott, Tom Cruise Legend. Great movie with Tim Curry. Hale, the show rocks. And did you see Sydney Sweeney pop it off at the pistol range? Oh, damn, she's hot and she shoots awesome. That makes her hotter, to be honest with you. Paul. Firebear for $5. I actually enjoyed the Fantastic Four. It's probably a 6 out of 10. I enjoyed Superman more. It was more fun, but also a 6 out of 10. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I would say like Fantastic Four, if I gave grades, was like a 5.5, and Superman was a 5 out of 10. Maybe Fantastic Four. Nah. Yeah, but it was a little better. Betisala for 100 Norwegian krona. Hail, Gary. Just started watching Star Trek, the original series, a few days ago, and I'm really enjoying it. Always been curious about it, but you and Az's passion for Trek finally convinced me to give it a try. It's fucking brilliant. You've got, it's great. because you have so much to watch now, and the order that you watch it, if you, depending on how crazy you want to be, is you watch Star Trek, you watch Star Trek the animated series, then you watch the movies, then you go into and you basically do it in the order that they came out. Gets a little murky with Voyager and DS9. Kind of do that how you want. I would, I'd mostly skip Voyager. Voyager's fine, but I just find myself watching DS9 more. Why is George Molo never a guest on FNT? October babyface for $2.49. I don't know. No. Where is George? How is George doing? God, I think George reached out to me on a holiday. I can't remember, but it was right after we were dealing with stuff up in Wisconsin. I haven't heard from George in a while. I hope he's doing well. See his channel's still doing well. Akmano for $10. Otoy, the Roddenberry Archives dropped a bunch of videos lately. Some good finally happening with Star Trek. Yes. They're doing a bunch of stuff that's really exciting. Keep an eye on them. Fantastic Four. It may be nitpicky, but I had problems with the facial hair, both Reed's and Ben's. I hated the beard. Yeah, I didn't mention that in my review. I should have. I hated the fucking beard on the thing. Hated it. And Pedro's mustache is fucking retarded. He's just Pedro. Did you know that George Abercrombie is a film editor? Maybe I did and just forgot. But thank you. George Abercrombie is a good writer. I saw Pink Floyd in 1977. Oh, you fucker. B-Buster. On the 1977 Animals tour at Soldier Field, Chicago. Jealous. Hey, I remember I was walking across a bridge, B-Buster, in London, and I turned around and there's that fucking power plant that the pig is over. I'm like, no shit. I was blown away. It's like I'm in the cover of a Pink Floyd album. Pink Floyd rules. I took a chance to see Superman. I thought it was okay, like a 5 out of 10. Okay. Hated what they did to Jor-El and making Clark less masculine. No, and that's basically how I felt about it. What are your go-to see Todd, buy Todd, see? What are my go-to comic, like see Todd, buy Todd comics? What are my go-to comics? Oh, if I see and I buy them, is racist Golden Age covers right now. I came back from Comic-Con super light. I bought 3 Treasury editions. I bought this. Hang on. I'll show you this. I don't buy a lot of new stuff, but I went to 2000 AD and they were super nice. And by the way, I talked to a toy designer there who has designed a lot of the toys that you love and heard of, and he watches the show, and he was fucking awesome. I got a picture with him. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. Stuff you might have heard of. But I got the Jacques Art of Judge Dredd. Yes. And somebody got a signature for me. Beautiful shit. Beautiful. Love 2000 AD. And I bought some Titan stuff. I bought some Elric stuff, but like the lightest load I probably have ever come back with because I spent all my money on one comic, which was Amazing Fantasy 15 for Junior, an investment comic book. Now, I'm not a financial analyst. I don't even play one at home. I don't even play one on TV or YouTube. But I'm not a big stock guy. I don't like stocks. I have a couple, but I don't like them. I like to be able to touch. I like tangibles. I like property. I like stuff. So I invest in the comic books. So that was his little investment. Got a great deal on it too. Fantastic deal. It's a 2.5. That's a lot of money. Naked Gun 3 cost over $30 million in the 90s unadjusted. Really? Naked Gun was 45. Okay. Jake, good point. Is James Gunn the movie equivalent of Tom King? Now, James Gunn is not as bad as Tom King. I'm not going to sit here and say, because James Gunn has done stuff I really like. Tom King, piece of shit. Baron Trump as year one Batman, maybe. Very tall. Very tall, the mashup channel. I know you said you heard Feige is passive aggressive behind the scenes. Hear anything else? People generally like him, but once you get on his bad side, you won't know it from him. You'll know it from other people, and you get like ghosted and shit. But nothing horrible. No. Like, he's not like some creep or anything behind the scenes. He's spread too thin, and he got rid of too many of his creatives. He bought into that identity politics shit to the point where he wants to get out and he can't. I was told he didn't make the female Silver Surfer decision, which I find hard to believe, but there are people above him. There are people above him that he has to answer to. Just a couple, but they're there. So it was one of those couple people who made that decision. But I find that, like, I believe the person who told me. It's a good person, trustworthy person. But I'm like, are you sure Kevin telling you the truth? But either way, damage is done, and he's the captain. He's the boss. You got to take responsibility, you know? I wish you would have had Gabe El-Taib on Superman for FNT. Well, we talked about it. We talked about it at his booth. But he still likes it. That's fine. See, there's this strange thing. We can have different opinions on fucking movies and TV shows and not hate each other. It's really weird, right? It's really weird. For your FFT MCU ranking, have each guest rank them like a ballot. Then use a point system like a college football ranking. Only need to read once. That's a good idea. That's basically that's our formula for that's something like the formula Lady Gravemaster uses when we do our top 5s and top 10s. Because I have multiple people make votes, and it's great. That's exactly how it's done. So that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Mark that. Take a note on that, X-Ray Girl. Andrew McCarty, 1779, 499. Gary, when's the MCU ranking coming out? Or better, oh God, I didn't say I was going to do it. Every Marvel ranking coming out, we must not be denied. Hail the Fellowship. Oh boy, I have not committed to that yet. I said it's not a bad idea. It's a possibility. But you have to understand, for one, how hard it is streaming, how hard I work. Just kidding. No, it's genuinely hard to herd the cats of my co-hosts of FNT. And they would say the same about me. And it would be right. Sup, Gary? Hope everyone is having a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm alive. Alpha Chad Fanor. Hope you're doing good. Did you see Gundam's video on dating TikTok women? I laughed my ass off for 15 minutes. Hail chat. Gundam is one of the best, and I did, and it was fucking hilarious. Go watch Gundam's video. As a new Texan, are you watching New King of the Hill? I will be. Haven't caught it yet, but I will be. If it's Jaguar, why the F do they use the cat? I don't know. Tender Huggies has gifted 5 Rumble subs. Thank you for $25. Thank you. Andre Loquilo for 100 ARSs. Whatever the ARS is. Hey, Gary, did you see Liam Neeson saying Pedro Pascal is not the movie? I did. Funny stuff. Pedro fatigue seems to be a thing. Oh, it is a thing. I wore Jinko jeans. AE was for preppy figs. Okay. I wore Levi's because I thought every other type of jeans were for preppy figs. Mob Rules was on the heavy metal soundtrack. Yes, it was. But there's two different versions. There is two different versions. There's an album version and there's the heavy metal soundtrack version. One of those versions was recorded in John Lennon's house. Speaking of media, I firmly believe the moment Leni Riefenstahl arrived in hell, she looked Satan square in the face and said, "The news, we need the news media. Perhaps we start with NPR." Advocating for Beardo is kind of my thing. So here's my vote for him to be on FNT. Hail Gary and all hot women who like to sell things to me. Peace may sell, but slutty women make me want to buy things. Says Irish Skywalker, aka Beardo. Thigs 93 for $5. Volume 4 is definitely the best Sabbath album. R.I.P. Ozzy. There you go. What do you think of the story of King Arthur? What god would you meet if they were real? Well, the G. I'd meet the G, but if we're gonna like not meet the G, Odin. What are some TV actors from the 80s and 90s that we need in a show today? Mine are Scott Bakula, Richard Dean Anderson, Avery Brooks, and Greg T. Nelson. I would say Greg T. Nelson because he's fucking cool. Richard Dean Anderson, Avery Brooks. Not the biggest Scott Bakula fan. I'm just not. What do you think? I read that one. I got to know, now that you're a Texan, how's the barbecue? Have you gone to the neighbor's barbecue? Have you invited people over for a barbecue? Yes, and yes, and yes. Barbecue is fucking the best. It is the best. It is the best. Did you see the Shelby Oaks trailer? I haven't. Should I? Alex K. Accident seller for 20 Norwegian krona. What's Shelby Oaks? What the fuck is Shelby Oaks? Why does that ring a bell? Voyager, Year of Hell 2-parter was amazing. There's really some good parts of Voyager. Don't get me wrong. Voyager's, I'm going to get shit for this. Voyager's better than Enterprise. It just is. I like Enterprise. I've warmed up to Enterprise. I used to not like Enterprise. What's your opinion on DC's Blackest Night story? I love it. Absolutely love it. Sold a fucking shit ton in my store. Made me lots of money, but I also enjoyed it. I know it's controversial, but Born Again Black Sabbath with Ian Gillan is my favorite Black Sabbath album. I am a huge Gillan fan. It's not my favorite, but I'll never the song No More Tequila I listen to a lot. There's no more tequila, because I used to drink a lot of tequila. What is Shelby Oaks? Gonna look. It is Chris Stuckman. It's Chris Stuckman. I wish him well, man. I don't think the guy even knows I exist. And I make fun of his thumbnails because they're fucking funny. But I hope he makes a great movie and it makes him happy. Did Mr. Beast try to extort Asmongold out of 100? He tried to shame him, and what I like. I don't travel in these worlds. These are on a level that I will never attain, and I'm okay with that. Asmongold is probably, as far as I am concerned, of those regular Twitch streamers, probably the most real, the most honest, the most authentic. And I think he was driving around. And Mr. Beast like said donate 100,000 to whatever. I don't even know what the fuck it was. 100K is a lot of fucking money. Okay. So it might not be to some, Twitch streamers who are fed a lot of shit. Listen, I don't understand that world at all, nor do I want to. I don't find much insightful out of like XQC. No, it gets a lot of people watching them. And this is just one of those things where maybe I'm old. I don't understand because I'm not hearing anything engaging or insightful. Asmongold can be engaging and insightful. So I understand why more people are going to him. Plus, you can understand him. I can't understand XQC. I never spent any time on Twitch, ever. I tried to stream there once about 5 or 6 years ago. Ain't for me. It's kind of boring. But I like Asmongold. I subscribe to Asmongold. I follow him on Twitter. He was nice enough to react to a couple of my videos. And it helped. Absolutely helped. His shout out absolutely helped. So I'm grateful for that. But I think he's in Texas, right? He's in Texas. Yeah, I think he's clearly the best. Clearly the best. So yeah, them shaming him, and he said no, good. Like, don't be shamed into that shit, and you shouldn't have to feel like be put on the spot for $100,000. And it doesn't matter how fucking rich you are. Maybe Asmongold has the fucking money. That's a lot of fucking money to just pull out of your fucking bank account. And maybe people do this all the time, but you can't just I'm gonna rock this 100,000. It's insane. I tell you something, there's something I don't watch any Mr. Beast. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. There's something I don't trust about that. Something I don't trust about a smile that doesn't reach your eyes. And maybe Asmongold has the money, and good. Asmongold, save your fucking money. He knows this, though. He's young. Save your money. Save your money. Live beneath your means, which I think he pretty much does, right? Considering how much he made. Don't count another man's money. That's some fucking bitch made. That is gayer than 5 guys, fucking 4 guys, or the other way around. Donate what you like, donate. I don't know. I donate privately. I don't make it a show, but that's just me. But the youngster's doing well. And good for him. He earned it. He earned it. All right. How are we doing, X-Ray Girl? I just closed it out.
We got everything.
We got everything. We're going to roll out. My voice made it. It actually got better once I had some gay ass tea. I'd love to have Asmongold on FNT, but I don't think he does that kind of stuff. But I'll shoot him an invite, see what happens. Oh, we got a book. I'm terrible at shilling. There's a book. 131,000. That's amazing. We're almost at 2,700 books sold. Why am I clapping all the time? That is super gay. But yeah. Audiobook's going to start pretty soon. And I do believe this is going to get released soon. So it'll be released before that September 26th date. This is a pre-order. There is a hardcover. There is a soft cover. I'm going to sign some stuff. There's some schwaggity, like a shirt and a hat. And then, yeah, this is a pre-order. Then it's on sale, and eventually it'll be on sale everywhere. Barnes and Noble and all that stuff. So this is like just an early, you guys get the early shot. If you so want, if you so choose. And if you have chosen to buy my book, I am greatly appreciative of that. Thank you very much. It's humbling. It's awesome. Oh, and I can't wait to sign him. Asmongold on FNT, please. X-Ray, make it happen. It'd be great to have him on. It would, but he's a busy guy. Asmon regularly talked about paying 7-digit taxes. So there you go. He's got the money. Doesn't matter. It's like, hey, bro, $100,000. Yeah, I'm not going to tell. Taxes are a bitch. Let's just say that. I'm not paying no 7-digit taxes. Thank God. Do you ship to Dragonstone, Gary? How are you? I do. I actually shipped the Westeros Express that was established in the show. Cannibal the Dragon. Cannibal the Dragon. What was the fate of Cannibal the Dragon? Cannibal the Dragon. What was I listening to last night? Cannibal the Dragon. David Lightbringer's Euron. I love his Euron Greyjoy videos. I think I'm gonna miss the name, but King of the Apocalypse stuff. His lore stuff is way more fun because it gets more magical. It's not like Preston is super non-magical and boring, and I mean he's got some good stuff too, but yeah, Lightbringer's just far more entertaining. Puts way more in his videos. His videos are really well done. Really well done. I've been listening to that guy forever. Yeah, lots of lore videos. I like that, I also like my little bite-sized lore, like which I know most of, but I still like listening to so like Men of the West for Tolkien, and then In Deep Geek, I think is pretty good. Nerd Cookies does lore. You should go listen to her too. She's good. I like the lore stuff. David Lightbringer's, he's like I'm pretty sure he's like a Bay Area guy, right? He's a Bay Area guy, or used to be. So he's a little kooky. It's fine. Nothing wrong with being weird at all. Nothing wrong at all of being weird. I think he puts a lot of effort into his videos are very entertaining. Very entertaining. Men of the West are great, Lady Aaron D. Great. No, I love that. I like listening to lore. I do. And Nerd Cookies is very good at what she does. Her Dune stuff is great. Quinn's Ideas does Dune stuff too. He stopped doing a Song of Ice and Fire stuff, which is kind of a bummer, but can't blame him. Can't blame him. Your favorite part of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance? Oh boy. I'm trying to think of the last time I played it. Is that the one where Doom's in it, right? Dude, I haven't played that in like, when did it come? Decades. Decade and a half. Flame of the West is a good song, right? Don't bring back Danica. Danica. I don't think like Danica. Remember, she's on one of our. I like Danica. I think she misspoke, deeply regretted what she said, but she's on one of our most watched FNTs, and she can't hang. I think she just forgot where she was. You guys let her have it. That's your right. But yeah, Comic Book Girl 19. There's not a bad bone in that woman's body, though. She's nice. She's nice. Shouldn't have said that though, and shouldn't have doubled down. But I think it was that was not her intention. Yeah. Incels is coming a term. This is where the access media makes that mistake, and this is why this terminology needs to be fought back on and stuff. Because remember, we started hearing insults in the nerd sphere from people in the access media. They're the ones who really started pushing that towards gamers, towards comic book fans and nerds. And these are the people before Nerd Chic came along, we were called virgins living in your parents' basement. And that's the kind of shit we heard from jocks and everybody else, right? So now we're hearing it from what? The cool nerds? The cool nerds. Oh, virgin. Oh, by the way, please come to our comic book site and click on our ads to pay for our stuff. Incel. Please read our game review and buy video game. Incel. And they never made the connection. And you want to know why? Because most of them were fake ass fucking fans. Most of them were journalism majors or fucking some college washout or some person who might have been in the video. Like Mary Sue, great example. Probably was into comics when she was, 100, weighed 100 pounds less. And, before she went to college, took one women's studies class and it fucking ruined it for her. So she had to like warp it into whatever her easily malleable, stupid sponge brain was manipulated by some college professor. And that's what happens. Fake ass fucking fans. And remember how bad it used to be to say fake geek girl? And there's fake geek guy. And we don't have to agree on everything, but there's like certain fixed points of fandom we can all agree on. Like the Silver Surfer's a dude. That's a fixed point for me. That's a fixed point for me. We could compromise on a lot of things. But yeah, they started throwing around that fucking incel shit, and it was the media. It was the media gaslighting. That's why the access media, thank God, they're fucking dying. They can't die fast enough. Fuck them. Fuck them. You're all going to get replaced by AI. Good. I haven't, like time has passed. I'd reach out to her and talk to her though. Sure thing. I didn't see her at con. Or maybe I'll see her at another con. But like she's not like on some shit list or anything like that. I like Danica. Made a mistake. Gary didn't start the fire. It's always been burning since the world's been turning. We've all been an incel at some point in our lives. And then there's we've been a cell. In certain situations. Picard season 2 review when? I keep hitting F5. As soon as I find the footage, I got 20 minutes of footage on one of my drives. I think it's in San Francisco right now. We still have to make one more trip out to San Francisco to get to close out the storage. Yeah, there's a vol cell. There's a vol cell. There's an incel and there's a vol cell. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and the people who are calling you, like, whatever, fuck off, People in the access media, have you seen any of them? They shouldn't be judging anybody based on their looks or their thoughts and their deeds. Duracell, there you go. Apologies to X-Ray. Jake Wolf, you don't need to apologize. X-Ray Girl's unflappable. If she wasn't, do you think she'd be around? She'd already written a book. All right. We're going to wrap it up. What's wrong with X-Ray? What's you want the top 10 of the whole list? Captain Straw. Just kidding. She's unflappable. She's got a good sense of humor. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow for real BBC on the regular channel with Az and Mahler, and I'm sure we're going to talk about the Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Flop. See ya mañana. Adios.